Yeah. I'm still, if I'm being clear, I haven't done my homework. I'm still not fully caught up on the goings on the teams and all. I know I've been nearly all focusing on Team Gym since we used to be in that team, and I want them to go good and succeed.
That sounds good to me. I mean, I feel like we're slowly but surely actually building up the chemistry, so I don't mind this at all. Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Absolutely.
definitely a very good caster. Much better
Thanks.
than me. Yeah, but
No. But don't build me up just to like tearing you down. You know,
yeah,
like doing a
no.
great job for the experience.
Yeah.
Like don't
I just,
don't tear yourself down. You're doing
yeah,
great. You're doing
yeah.
great.
I enjoy being nice. I enjoy being, especially to people. I might be interacting with a bit more in the future, hopefully.
Okay.
If I continue casting.
I mean,
But,
Would love
just
to
keep
still
on
have you.
practicing.
So
It's gonna
yeah,
be cool.
yeah. Just keep
Yeah.
practicing. You're fine. Just don't try to talk as fast. Try to take it slow at the
yeah,
start.
I noticed that. I'm trying to just breathe a bit more, going a bit. I'm not the best. I'm definitely not the best at talking. 100 words a minute like I was in the beginning.
Yeah, you're good.
Trying to get a bit more of a relaxed tone. This isn't a Smash Bros. Stream.
Right. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. It's a more relaxed stream. It's not as potent and stuff. So you're fine. Perfectly fine.
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna get started up here pretty soon.
Okay. Might have to get a refill of water. I'll do that during my next transmission.
And we are back.
And we're back.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Unite Coronation League.
Just about to start off the first match. We took a little bit of a 2-minute break just to make sure that 2-minute delay was actually going to be right there and then there. Otherwise, competitive integrity and all that stuff.
Yep,
just about to get into the match.
Yeah, we don't want people peaking right now. That's definitely we got to make sure teams are happy and it's a fair game for everybody.
Yeah, that's a no-no for sure.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking a little bit about both teams being 1-7. The winner of this set is going to take it and advance to playoffs. Going to solidify themselves on that.
Yep, a very tense game, and it's about to go down right now. As soon as both of our teams are ready, we'll see this. I'm honestly just really excited to see how this go. I definitely think this is gonna go to a three game set.
I feel like that as well, Lily. Yeah. Because again, both teams have been so close to actually getting everything together, and we're seeing Too Fun to Kill rocking the Espeon, going double glasses, and the Slick Spoon. Really a fan of that. Saucy with the signature Cinderace on that side. Raynax going Mammal. Slowly but surely J Smooth.
We got the potion Memo, and we got. I really love the eject button Snorlax. I'm sure we're going to be seeing a heavy slam on that. Definitely going to be fun to see, especially with Lechonk on the Hoopa. It's really going to mess up their, really going to mess them up if they end up going, Hyperspace Hole, and could definitely mess up the Charizard if they accidentally end up ulting them while they're up the block.
Laxol Gen rocking the Mr. Mime, and Shadow X actually running Slick Spoon with Pikachu as well as X attack. So interesting builds overall from the side of the special attackers from both teams.
Yeah. And a lot of really good costumes and hardware going on too on both sides. We really you do love to see it. I do really like it.
Yeah. The investment onto the money on Pokemon Unite.
Investment, of course. It's about the thought process. It's about but the games will start. We seems we have three people going bot lane. Never mind, we have Hoopa and Cinderace in jungle. Hoopa, no doubt, just trying to make sure Cinderace is safe from a jungle invade. As we have Mamoswine and Honedge both going top lane. We have Charizard. And Hoopa going, not Hoopa. Who's going bot?
I believe that's going to be Eevee as well as Charmander on the bottom side. Honedge actually scoring the first goals of the match. Both the supports are actually going to be in. Oh my god, I think I saw a kill, but not really. Swinub actually taking it to actually start it off. as we are seeing the menu actually being scrolled down by
What
the
a
commissioner.
fantastic menu, fantastic MC going. He's going to put it up to low to high. Going into controls, going into system settings. What will we see, ladies and gentlemen? A fantastic game going on right now. Very
Colorblind
excited
support
for
actually going to go in far
He's going-
camera distance.
Far camera
Beautiful.
distance. My God, ladies and gentlemen. And we have here Mammoth Swine solo defending against a Mime Honedge. Very difficult game, especially with all that CC and the tank shredding ability come from the Honedge. Doesn't seem like he's going to be able to defend and get any of those Bs. And 3 people collapsing both on teams on bot lane. It seems like Magikarp Clan was able to get nearly all of those Bs along with both top and bot. Definitely they have the advantage right now.
Yeah, John Jai actually getting a double KO before actually us watching the swine up on the 2v1 scenario. Hoopa actually going on top to help out. About 15 seconds in for the 8-minute mark for the Altaris and Swablu's in the middle.
Yep, it seems like he's going to stay there, and it seems like both junglers just kind of get in the jungler, get the final. Yep, got Cinderace is going to get his 7. Seems like Curly is also going to get the 7. Both teams are now ready for these Bs. It seems like Magikarp Clan is able to get nearly all these Bs. They're going to get their kills. And oh no, seems like actually Super Skull Squad is going to get the advantage in kills. They're going to wipe out nearly half their team, and looks like they're going to back off a bit, go back to their lanes, not just condense down bot. Definitely
Yeah, the
just
rotations are definitely going on to the bottom side. Most of Magikarp Clan was actually in danger because they had almost no health. At least they were in half as soon as Dual Blade actually trying to go in, but Piloswine actually taking the Dual Blade out. And now Super Squirtle Squad actually with everybody downstairs. Dual Blade on its way down as well. 10 seconds before the bottom Reggie is going to be played underway.
Yep, the Dual Blade's definitely going to have to be careful who it jumps on. You can't really jump on any of the... Ooh, and they're going to get 1 kill on the Snorlax. That is the tank, very important pick. But it seems like Magikarp Clan does have face advantage right now. Cinderace does have his ult, so they do have a very good secure right now.
Yeah, they need to be careful now. Actually, we're going on to the engage. Dual Blade actually taking out 2 Pikachu. Actually, Shadow rocking it, but Registeel secured by Saucy as Espeon actually takes another one. Double KO for the Espeon, taking out Shadow's Pikachu. Snorlax just about to be fainted as well. And look at that pressure that actually Saucy is doing from the right brush.
It seems like they're just going to back off now, go back, get the healing, and go top lane to just rip that Reggie Electric. They want both of the objectives, but they are leaving their bot lane open to get scored on. That is a 13 score, not much, and I definitely say worth it for breaking top lane right now, getting those top Bs.
And 2 only left, just a little bit of an overdunk there. 17 points of an overdunk. I believe the Mammoth Swine actually had more AOS energy, so a little bit of math not being done by the side of Super Squirtle Squad. Not that much though, 149 to 42. They still have a lead. They just need to be careful. Those minor details can cost you at the end of the match if it gets close.
And it does look like Charizard is going to ult it. They definitely want to just get this lane done early. Godmother's going to ult. It's going to get the Cinderace, and it's an even match right now. Both junglers are dead, and they are going to break that with, I believe, it's a 20 over cap.
Yeah, Servnath trying to do whatever he can to actually take it away, but the stun after stun after stun from Super Squirtle Squad, keeping everybody alive on the bottom side. It feels like Magikarp Clan was actually going a little bit too individual when it came to the team fights, and they lost a lot of damage as well as coordination for it, so they need to be careful.
I do agree. It did seem like a sort of just a 5v3 at that point. Once you get 2 picks off, it's probably a smart idea to just back off. But we do have Registeel or just bottom Reggie coming up again. It seems like Mammoth Swine is going to stay up, trying to fend from the H-Slash and the Mr. Mime, as the rest of Super Squirtle Squad just rips that Reggie to shreds.
Espeon gonna do it. No, just 13 points gonna be done by the Snorlax, who tries to put the barrier up. Unite move from Shadow PR actually manages to take down the Charizard, but it is going to lose versus Saucy Cinderace. So again, Unite moves are going to be used just to keep Super Squirtle Squad at bay, but there isn't that much of a follow-up when it comes to all the damage that Magikarp Clan is actually going for.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like Super Squirtle Squad is really just giving it doesn't seem like they're giving them any room to breathe. They're just gonna rip that as well. I wouldn't be shocked to see all the ults coming out from both sides. That is one kill there's one kill on the side of Super Squirtle Squad. Doesn't seem like they're really able to take advantage of it though. That is 2 kills down, 3 kills down. Both of it's only their attackers now and Charizard ults to win out that fight.
Yeah, that's a triple KO from Saucy. Unite move being used by Charizard.
And
Yunjai trying to move away. They're fighting that 1v1 scenario, but the -1 is actually there on the flank. Heavy Slam is going to take care of the Charizard as
They're really chasing. They want that kill.
Yeah, they want that kill. They're not going to get it though, but a little bit of an Aeos Energy dunk on the bottom side, 36.
That's pretty good. Yeah, it doesn't seem like the top Reggie is going to go in, but they did still get that score in bot. But it seems like Magikarp Clan is going to be able to just get him back. Oh, not unless Mammosan has anything to say about it. In fact, he's just going to go, possibly wipe both of them out with the help of Cinderace, it seems like.
Yeah, Power Swap trying to keep the EG Slash alive, but Cinderace comes in to help the Mamo just in the nick of time. 10 seconds left for what possibly could be the final bottom Reggie. 50 points on there. 13 levels for Cinderace. The rest have level 12s except for Hoopa and level 11. EG Slash being level 10 is actually a big no-no when it comes to Magikarp Clan's competition. The Reggie Steel is going to be secured by the Espeon, and the rotation is going to come in one more time with the Hoopa as a Hyperspace Portal going to come out.
It definitely does seem like Super Skull Squad does have the heavy advantage going into this final fight. Again, like the H-Slash, if it was able to get a heavy level lead, it would have been a lot more useful, but right now, it can't really do much right now, besides possibly jump on the Charizard, bait out an ult.
Everybody trying to go underway. Most of the Unite moves are up except for Cinderace's. Everybody is just about to rotate on the side of Rayquaza. But you're looking at the top side, most of Super Squirtle Squad is actually defending that top platform. Hoopa is the only one that's actually on the bottom side now. And Charizard actually trying to move in, closer Flamethrower, and now Fire Blast. Trying to get some CC down too. Cinderace actually going for the bottom. They're just going to defend it as much as possible, trying to bait out the options from Magikarp Clan. Do keep in mind the first few weeks from the league, Magikarp Clan was actually really good for at this last team fight. It's actually trying to go in, knock up. This is dangerous. Cinderace is going to go down.
That is 2 kills on the side of Super Squirtle Squad. 3 kills on the side of Magikarp Clan as Super Squirtle Squad uses their ults. They get them back, and they still have Espeon living by a thread. And it does seem like they're going to win that fight.
Oh, it looks so good for Magikarp Clan right at the beginning, but the Hoopa doing a lot of the poke, a lot of that damage with that Unite move. EG Slash trying to move in. 45 seconds left on the clock. There's not really much Magikarp Clan can do except try to rip this as fast as possible. Everybody is alive. All of the Unite spoof have been completely used on both teams except for Charizard, who just puts up this Espeon taking down the EG Slash, and now it's going to be long. Possibly, yes, and effectively to Super Squirtle Squad cementing themselves this first game.
Yep, Super Squirtle Squad able to just get the advantage early game and just not let up. There isn't much Magikarp Clan is able to do. Why are both of these teams tongue twisters? It's a flight at me, I assume. But that is game 1 going to Super Squirtle Squad. What a fantastic game, really showing off their strengths.
Yeah, it feels like if EG Slash doesn't go online for Magikarp Clan, most of the damage, like we had talked about before, actually was responsibility of the Gardevoir with John Jai. And then after that, not many other members of Magikarp Clan's team actually had any type of damage that they could give. That's why we saw Blaze, Vexel, Jin, and Aqua Shifu doing the best that they can on the scenario, but not really racking up any type of damage. Now, obviously, Saucy taking the MVP there, getting 9 KOs that time, but Too Fun to Kill actually doing a lot of the work in that back line. If we can take a look at the battle data just to see that damage, we're seeing 64,000 from the side of Espeon. Out of both teams, except for John Jai, the most damage was actually done by the Espeon. So Gardevoir was actually doing a lot of the work, but we're seeing Aegislash with only 26,000 damage. I do apologize, but that's not going to do it if you want to secure your spot in playoffs.
I do agree, and I just want to say shout out to the Mamoswine, really just defending top lane that entire game and getting 61 damage off on it, more than their jungler. I'm sure that's much all of that is mainly from attacking the Mr. Mime, who them along with their other tank Snorlax took just a ton of damage that game. But I do agree, just not the right showing you want from your Aegislash, especially just I just don't think that was a good. I just don't think it was a good matchup for it. You don't really have anyone to jump on. Mamoswine is not the right. Like if it was more of a Snorlax or maybe even a Blastoise, I could definitely see that being much more advantageous. But Mamoswine is much better. He's much better at just tanking in damage, much better at dishing it out, and just having absolutely no care in the world who you are. As we saw from it, Leonex definitely knows what they're doing, and they're able to take advantage of it.
Yeah, we're going into game 2 right now. Magikarp Clan switching it up in pick and ban, going for that Hoopa first. Wigglytuff being left on the wayside, but important ban, I would say, for Magikarp Clan side.
Definitely. That Hoopa was definitely able to really lift up Super Squirtle Squad, giving them the ability to just be as aggressive as they want without real fear of getting poked to death or any sort of backlash or consequences. Especially it definitely helped with their incredibly fast rotations, a lot of really great coordination on their part. Magikarp Clan, I don't blame them for not wanting to go against it again, but let's see what Super Squad they are going to ban the Blissey again. Seems like I wouldn't be shocked if we'll see the Tyranitar, of course.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like they just
go ahead. No, go ahead.
Okay, I definitely seems like they just want to do what they did last game, but again. But I don't believe Magikarp Clan is gonna really let them do that. I wouldn't be shocked to see, maybe a Cinderace ban or a Mamoswine ban next.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it by Super Squirrel Squad. We are definitely expecting. I'm expecting Urshifu ban here, and then just trying to rock with the different support this time instead of actually going for the Mr. Mime. Maybe going something just to mitigate the healing. On the side of Super Squirtle Squad, Eldegoss is still available, though Mr. Mime does have a power swap. It did receive a couple of nerfs right at the end, and they do not want to fight that Espeon, so
I
it can't
can't
be
blame
banned.
them. I definitely can't blame for not wanting to fight the Espeon. But those buffs definitely came in clutch in this game. The Espeon, like you said, got the second most damage in the entire game, along with and very much being a very useful tool by Super Swirl Squad. And Magikarp Clan is going to take Mr. Mime yet again. That's their first pick of the game.
Want to get that defender in as well. And a lot of responsibility is going to John Jai with the damage. I would really like to see maybe some mix-ups when it comes to actually getting some Pokemon that can actually do that damage additional. The Super Squad is probably going to go the same picks that we saw except for the Espeon. Again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I mean, I do wonder, the Hoopa and the Espeon were pretty much integral parts of their team comp, so I don't really know what they would use as a replacement for it. Maybe they pick a Glaceon. That could be Glaceon is banned. I forgot. Glaceon is banned today. So I really don't know what they would pick for their attacker and support. Maybe you will see that Comfy I wanted.
Yeah, Mamoswine is still on the board, and we did see it as
And he
the
is going
first
to see
effect.
Mamoswine.
Yep, first pick Mamo.
I wouldn't.
Grade standard.
Yep, a very good Mammoth Swine. They definitely want to take advantage of that again. And they're going to see a Blastoise too.
Ooh,
Already an incredibly tanky comp. Really interested for this one. But there isn't really any support that is able to really help them besides Comfy. And even then, that's not really the best support for two full tanks. You know,
do keep in mind, Lily, like I mentioned beforehand, Blastoise could be serving as the all-rounder for the team this time
that
around. So
is
they could be
true.
going Rapid Spin, Water Spout, and try to get that DPS in for those team fights. And Mamoswine actually dealing a lot of damage with the Icicle charts and high horsepower, trying to set everybody together. And then you have the Blastoise actually trying to move in as fast as possible as we await that third pick from Magikarp Clan side. And it's going to be the Cinderace actually taken from Magikarp Clan. Going to eliminate one of those hyper carries from Super Squirtle Squad, keeping it for them.
Yeah, it definitely seems like Magikarp Clan is trying their best to sort of dismantle what they saw last game from Super Squirrel Squad. And now it's up to them to see if they practice enough team comps, practice enough Mon, have enough in their range to take advantage or to come back. And it seems like they will, taking the Pikachu from Magikarp Clan.
Now, the final band on the side of Super Squirtle Squad last time was the Dodrio. We are seeing the Cinderace on Magikarp Clan side, so I'm assuming that was the jungle. I would not go for the Dodrio pick then. I would ban something else maybe.
I definitely think they're gonna pick Dodrio again, just
Mhm.
because I would have gone Blissey. I would not have banned Blissey because Blissey would have been a fantastic pick for them. You pick the Mamoswine, Blissey first two picks, then you go Blissey Pikachu. But never mind. It does seem like they're going to pick Urshifu instead. So it seems they are able to switch up their picks, but get a bit more. I wouldn't be shocked. Maybe they're just a bit worried about a Wicked Blow Urshifu. Definitely doesn't seem like they're going to have any sort of heavy secure this game.
Mhm.
So, besides that, maybe they'll for their jungler, maybe they'll go a. I was about to say Decidueye, can't do that anymore. With Magikarp Clan banning it, I would be shocked to see maybe a Duraludon, maybe a Dragonite jungle.
Dragonite Jungle could be a play here. Magikarp Clan can use Dragonite as well, but again, Cinderace actually rocking the jungle that time. Now, I believe Blissey was the first ban on Super Squirtle Squad side because if Magikarp Clan was going to get a first pick, it was probably going to be that Blissey. You do not want to give that away to the enemy team. Magikarp Clan was the first to ban, so they get the first pick in the draft. So moving to the fourth pick on this time around. So Mamoswine, Blastoise, and Pikachu. We're still missing a support. We're probably still missing another all-rounder or an attacker on the side of Super Squirtle Squad because a lot of the responsibility of the damage is going to belong to Blastoise. Pikachu, again, not that relevant of an attacker when it comes to damage. I just like to set him up, especially with that Unite move that does a lot of heavy damage in an area of effect.
Indeed, it definitely seems like they have Mamoswine for early game, Blastoise for late game. It seems like they're going to try and get a very well-rounded comp. Really reminds me of like a season 4 comp. Very much bringing me back. I wouldn't be shocked. Again, wouldn't be shocked to maybe they'll pick out a good old Machamp or Lucario for an all-rounder, and maybe they'll pick the Greninja you were talking about. I wouldn't be
Yeah,
shocked.
could be. Yeah,
They're
going
like,
for the
yep, there's the
Greninja. Let's
Greninja.
go. So we are going to see the fight that I mentioned beforehand in the first game. Super Squirtle Squad actually rocking the Greninja that time. That's the type of damage that you're actually going to need. Securing that heavy jungle buzz will actually going to come out from the side of Magikarp Clan for the 1v1 scenarios. And furthermore, trying to get that smackdown on Pikachu's candy butt.
Yep, let's begin the SmackDown of the Pikachu's candy. I love the wording, love the idea. Greninja versus Cinderace, tale as old as time in this game. And Buswell, very interesting. Definitely going to be able to, sort of pick up that Mamoswine, just move it along. Same with the Pikachu and Greninja. Definitely wouldn't be shocked if he kind of just stays near Cinderace and make sure they can't really get jumped on. Or the Gardevoir, as so that's interesting. I wonder who they're gonna pick to go in lane.
I am
That is,
assuming Young Jai is going to rock the Cinderace and jungle and Gardevoir is going to go lane.
I would assume the
Um,
same thing.
yeah, it's a comfort pick for Yanyai. They're trying to go balls to the wall when it comes to actually their play. And Gardevoir, especially when it comes to late team fights, can be super prevalent, but you needed that extra damage from the Cinderace to actually pair it well. It's going to be super important for them to actually get some stuff going. And so,
Snorlax, Gardevoir, bot lane. That definitely seems like it's what if Cinderace in jungle. Definitely seems like what they're going for. And I know I'm just gonna since I already predicted the Greninja, I'm gonna say it's gonna be a Machamp top lane. Let's see if my prediction is correct. Come on. I feel
Machamp
like
lane.
it's never mind, it's a
Oh,
Charizard. Really, what's the difference? Four-armed man, dragon. No one can tell.
a
But
lot of
we
starters except for Mama Swine that's being a little bit of an imposter there. But Charizard actually rounding up the composition, trying to get rid of the Gardevoir and the Cinderace in 1v1 scenarios as well. So after we see the full draft, do you think that Magikarp Clan can force the game through with the composition that they have? Or do you think Super Squirtle Squad is going to secure based on the composition?
I definitely think that I I think it's a very even game right now. I don't think either team has the heavy advantage in terms of Mime Snorlax. They're two very good early game arms, just the same. But of course, I with the Charizard and the Pikachu ult and Blastoise ult, I would say that Super Squad, if they are able to not let that Basalt get a heavy advantage, they are going to take this game pretty easily with those late game fights.
Yeah, this is looking like you mentioned beforehand, compositions that really appear to be previous seasons. We don't see a single support except for Mr. Mime that actually can do any type of healing. No Eldegoss, no Comfey available. Blissey banned, Hoopa actually banned as well. While they don't have direct healing, Hyperspace Portal just put them in right right at the base and then they can just come back for free. So pretty interesting the fact that these team fights are actually not going to last at all. It's whoever wins the team fight is going to get those objectives as soon as possible. There's not going to be any type of sustain, no long team fights. They're going to go straight into it.
Yep, I would say because there is no heavy healing on either side, that Gardevoir's ability to sort of reach in and just deal little ticks of damage with their Psyshock or their future sight is going to be very useful and very impactful in these possibly in-ray fight or in just these bigger team fights. So the Gardevoir, again, that's going to be a very important a very important mod to get good and get fed early, pass and
Hmm.
hopefully have it sort of level 8 before the first Reggie, if not
Yeah.
just after it.
Yeah, I agree. Especially when you have that pressure to actually get those levels in as soon as possible. If you already have the Cinderace that requires a lot of resources to actually level up, and you have the Gardevoir either on the top or the bottom side, it's going to be super important for Magikarp Clan to get those objectives early so they can secure those level advantages.
I 100% agree. And I I don't I I would definitely say I would I don't know how to say it. In terms of Super Squirrel Squad's lanes, I would say it's gonna be Greninja jungle, Charizard, probably bot Charizard Blastoise, probably bot lane again, with Pikachu Memo going top. That would be my expected. That's gonna be what I expect coming from here. It's gonna be, but again, this is gonna a lot of this game is gonna ride on which lane both of their junglers gank, and which one if they both gank the same lane, who's able to get the advantage, who's able to get the kills, because that's really just gonna if it's Magikarp Clan, they could really just steamroll the entire rest of the game, get an early lead in, win the first two of how high up they are, just really win this game and take it into game 3. But we are seeing right now, we're seeing the same Mammothswine build. We're seeing Energy Amp Greninja with Saucy, Lechonk going Pikachu with that is Shell Bell they're going with Shell Bell
Experience Chair,
Experience
Energy
Chair.
Amplifier.
It's a very interesting build on their part.
On the side of Too Fun to Kill, actually going Experience Share, Buddy Barrier, switching up the Muscle Band for something else, actually going Focus Band. So a very tanky build, double tank comp to have maybe the back line trying to do as much damage as possible. Shadow X actually rocking the Guardy Double Glasses with the Slick Spoon, Aqua Shifu with the Snorlax, Mr. Mind Black Soul Gen. Surfnath actually switching from Aegislash onto the Buzzwole just to get those command grabs in. Cinderace from Young Jai. I am expecting Young Jai to go jungle.
Yep, that is what I'm expecting too. I would be shocked if they. I mean, I'm already a bit shocked by the Gardevoir, and Cinderace, but I'd be more shocked if they went main Cinderace. But we're about to see right now. We have 2 experience shares, and okay, I was about to say, it looked like Cinderace is going to go jungle. Gardevoir and Snorlax going bot. Mamoswine is going to solo lane yet again with Charizard Squirtle going top lane and Mr. Mime with their Buzzwole going top.
Yeah, you got to make sure that Snorlax is just on the side of the routes at the beginning of the game just to avoid any type of contuent damage that routes can receive, especially because of the weak early game that Gardevoir has. Now they need to be careful. A lot of hand holding when it comes to the play on the jungle side, and Young Jai just slowly but surely trying to get that reboot to level 5, getting this last buff before rotating onto the top side as everybody is now. Swinub in the bottom side and 4 members of Super Squad on the top.
Very interesting. Definitely seems like Super Squad is primed to win that top team fight. But Buzzwole is going to go in. They're going to kill their jungler. It is him and Cinderace now. It seems like Super Squad, they're going to back off a bit, get a bit of healing, and go back in, try and secure just as much farm as they can without really taking any heavy fights.
Yeah, Electro Web gonna come in, so they're still gonna rock this 4-1 composition, which is super interesting, Lily. It seems like it's cannot be optimal for Swinub to be alone down there, especially because of the experience that they continue to share between themselves. And now we're seeing Swinub actually trying to survive, but they actually managed to get the kill on to the Snorlax and possibly double. That's a double kill. I will stay quiet. Piloswine knows what he's doing.
I was just about to say, this Piloswine, they know what they're doing, they know what they're capable of, and I just love seeing people really going and saying, no, I can do that, and doing it. And just shocking the entire vault. It seems we're going to have a collapse down in mid. Charizard is going to go down for Super Squad. Mamoswine just going in, definitely. Pikachu and everyone else just collapsing in. They're going to get a kill on the Mamoswine.
Rage back and forth. Cinderace is just about to die. Young Jai trying to run away from Wartortle. And now Greninja trying to seal it away and manages to get that KO. Kirlia on the mean side trying to take care of that Pikachu. And now Greninja is going to seal it from the Kirlia. Double KO on the bottom side. And Wartortle secures 30 on the top zone.
Yep, Greninja getting that revenge for earlier. But it does seem like Magikarp Clan and top lane and bot lane are going to get most of the Bs, as the rest of Super Squad and the rest of the teams sort of just get their jungle, get their health back from that last fight. And it seems like they're not really going to really fully commit to either
objective, and they're rocking onto the Regirock now. Icicle Charge is going to come in from the Piloswine. Unite move actually used by the Greninja super rapidly. Young Jai trying to go in between everybody. Double Surf from Greninja. They managed to secure the objective. Yes, they do. Kirlia forced to run away, but is going to fall down on the hands of the Charmeleon.
Mamoswine is able to secure again, just showing they know what they're doing, and it seems like if we can go up to top lane a bit as Magikarp can go down bot, sort of just push him off, try and shove him out of there, as it does seem like they're going to get the kill on the Charizard. Not much the Mamoswine can do, but he can defend, as Super Squad definitely has... Let's go.
So the Pikachu actually trying to move in. The Unite move was not targeted towards the Pikachu, it was targeted versus the Greninja. But because Pikachu actually wanted to move away, manages to land into that particular zone. Now Young Jai trying to secure that kill and securing that objective with the Regieleki. We're still waiting on the Greninja to actually spawn right there, trying to last hit it. It's a 2v1 scenario. What's it going to go in? Surf is going to go in. No, secured by the Cinderace. They are going to try to get the Greninja on the mean side. That Mamoswine is playing a lot like an attacker rather than a defender.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta be aggressive when You gotta be aggressive and take fights when you're the only person in your lane. But I'm shocked the Greninja didn't just go and try and ult for the secure, instead going for a surf and just not quite getting it, as the rest of his team's gonna go up and help him just take care of that Reggie. Doesn't seem like Magikarp Clan is going to get much advantage from it, as they are still down by over 30 points.
Yeah, do keep in mind the Greninja actually went to the bottom side and used that Unite move before. So
Good
when it
had
came
it.
to that last secure, probably not ready to actually secure that Regieleki. Nevertheless, they are going to be moving bottom side as well. Magikarp Clan actually trying to keep it as close as possible. That bottom zone almost about to go out. The Unite move
And
actually
that's
going to come in by the
Unite.
Gardevoir and Unite from Pikachu too. Yanjai trying to space himself out, but the Charizard actually going to do it. Goes down the Cinderace. A lot of points on the bottom score. 34 by the Greninja and 40. A really good overdunk by Super Squirtle Squad.
Yep, that's some huge points. They're gonna break that in. Looks like Mime's gonna go in with the ult, and Pikachu is going to secure it for Super Scroll Squad. Greninja is going to ult in, hopefully get some kills on maybe the Buzzwole. Looks like indeed it's going to kill the Buzzwole, as Mamoswine and the rest of the team go in, and Charizard trying to get into the back line, sort of dive him in. Doesn't look like he wants to unite for this, but
Look at that high horsepower from the
absolutely
Mamo.
amazing.
Such a good engage right
That
on
is-
the bottom side.
That is basically a team wipe for them. They completely dominated that fight, and now they're just all going to go up top. They still have Blastoise and Charizard unite. Basically insta wins. They have all of their unites besides Greninja, and now they have Gren unite. So this is their last chance to unite for the entire game before the race spawns. And it seems like Mamoswine's going to take advantage of it. Going to go in the middle of their speed flux.
Everybody gonna go in now. Speed Flux be damned. Electro Ball gonna take it with a double. And now John Jai trying to clean up the tanks on the side of Super Squirtle Squad. And they're not letting him have it. Volt Tackle gonna come in. Manages to juke a lot of people away. John Jai versus the world right now. Manages to take away the Pikachu. Now Regieleki goes in and destroys that zone. Unite move gonna come in as a desperation unite just to keep everybody away. Super Squirtle Squad forced to fall back.
Indeed, that was only a 7 over cap. Super Scroll Squad is up by just under 100 points. And now, they do have all of their unites. The only unite Magikarp Clan is missing is their Mr. Mime. I do think they'll be able to get it back. Seems like Mr. Mime's just sort of grinding that up. I don't think it has too long of a unite cooldown. And it does seem like just seeing Snorlax is kind of showing themselves top. They're going to just try and get that score in top. Get a hopefully. Oh, there's going to be a very big over cap. That is.
Okay.
Yep, that is a 42 over cap top lane. The rest of the
Really
team go
good.
in.
Really good play, and that's a Regice on the bottom side. So the trade for the zone, it could be okay for the side of Magikarp Clan. And that extra health regeneration can come in handy for the team fight. However, we are going to see how it's going to go down. 2-minute mark. Rayquaza's already spawned, and now we have Snorlax in position, and everybody else from the side of Super Squirtle Squad just waiting on the wings. There's 2 minutes left on the board. The differential is barely even 11 points, or about 9, if I'm not mistaken. The math.
That is 9. That is 9 points.
That is 9 points
It's a
differential,
close
yeah.
battle for them. So I'm not sure which team knows the win.
Snorlax.
The Snorlax is going in with a Mr. Mime. Everyone is just throwing in unites.
Okay,
And
everybody
let's
just
go.
about to go down. The
Ooh.
Unite move actually from the side of Gardevoir, actually keeping everybody together. That's going to be Charizard taken down too. Yanjai trying to separate. It's a 3v2 scenario, and it's the Mamoswine trying to get some stuff going. One final member from the side of Super Squirtle Squad. It's going to be the Blastoise. They have to rotate now and go for the Rayquaza. This is a clean team fight from the side of Magikarp Clan, trying to rip this as fast as possible. Pikachu trying to go in as fast as they can. Charizard just about to spawn. A little bit more damage on their side. They secure Rayquaza, and this is game 3 scenario.
If the Pikachu is just a little bit faster, but they were not, and Magikarp Clan is going to be able to just win that fight. All their unites going thrown out. They're able to rip it with the Gardevoir and Cinderace, two great rippers. I'm sure that was their plan just from the beginning, and now with over a 300 point lead, I'm not sure that Super Soul Squad's going to be able to come back, and you are correct. This is going to go to a game 3, just like we expected.
Okay, Greninja actually trying to go to the bottom side now. Everybody from Super Squad trying to push in, but there's 2 Rayquaza buffs from Cinderace and Buzzwole. Surfnath doing their job. 10 seconds left on the board. There's a final push to be left ahead from the side of Super Squad. United move is going to go down. 5 seconds left on the board. United move used by Charizard. 1 second left. Nobody is going to score. We are going to game 3.
And what a game 3 I'm sure it will be. That was an amazing fight. You saw last game where it seemed like Super Squad just kind of had the general advantage over them all time. But as soon as Magikarp Clan is able to get those bands in, get the comp they want, they are able to just fly off. They are able to get the early game advantage. They're able to secure their late game fights and win the game for themselves.
All of that started with Snorlax actually coming in along with the Mr. Mime Unite move and just putting everybody together on the Super Squad side, and Gardevoir just had easy pickings when it came to her Unite move as well. And they managed to actually secure that 3v2 scenario. Mamoswine, being such a good Pokemon early game, has its dividends, but if your attackers are not being relevant right on that side, it's going to be trouble when it comes to actually getting those objectives securely. Mamoswine doing a lot of the heavy lifting. It is now going to game 3 and a final draft to decide who goes to playoffs.
I 100% agree. I would not, honestly, I'm going to try and vote in that Mamoswine for Player of the Week. He's definitely been pulling their weight, and it's 100% showing off all of the work they've been putting in. Now, Super Squad, they do have first bands. I really hope that they don't just go for the Blissey Tyranitar again. It doesn't seem to be working out for them. It worked out first game, but now that they know what Magikarp Clan is capable of doing, I'm sure they're going to try and go for something a bit more geared towards them, maybe a Snorlax ban or Mr. Mime ban. Those would be my guess.
Very interesting take right there, Lily, and I agree with you. This is about the time where you start bringing out some comfort bands. You do not want Magikarp Clan to play their game. You want to start invading their own picks like they did with the Pikachu beforehand. So it's going to be super important that they set the tone with this first ban.
Indeed, and we are waiting for the first ban. Now, I'm very interested to see, what Super Squad is going to go, and they will pick the Urshifu for the first ban. It's going over to Magikarp Clan. Now, again, it just seems like Super Squad. It seems like one of their main, unless I'm missing something, and they've been, soft, just sort of target banning Magikarp Clan this whole time. But it seems like they're just sort of banning what's the meta and not really banning what the other team is playing. It seems like a bit of a sort of weakness or on their part, and especially with this setup of the picks of 3 bands and the alternating picks, it's very important that you know how to properly take advantage of this, as this is half of the game right here, and it doesn't seem like Super Squad is still able to fully take advantage of it.
Need to be careful now. Moving into the second ban of game number 3. Magikarp Clan slowly but surely trying to think, okay, I think the Mamoswine should be banned here. Maybe. It is something that has been an MVP throughout the previous 2 games. You gotta give it. You gotta give it that priority that it deserves.
Yep, you got it. You cannot slouch on the Mamo. But again, we might be seeing maybe a Pikachu ban too. That definitely was no slouch. But again, we're going to see the Hoopa again, and I wouldn't be shocked if it's maybe Espeon yet again. They did win last game, but they did win last game, and maybe they're not thinking that the Mamoswine was all that impactful.
I don't know, man. Like it's it was definitely impactful from our side for sure. And actually going for Espeon, Super Squad has an ability to actually ban Blissey here and pick Mammal first, or they can go another route depending on how comfortable they feel. Magikarp Clan does have players that use Mamoswine, so it's gonna be super important for this first pick and first ban for Super Squirtle Squad to set the tone for this third game.
I definitely think they're gonna ban Blissey again and first pick Mammothsvine. Wouldn't be shocked to see that at all. But if they don't ban Blissey, which maybe they won't, then we'll wait and see just for a sec. For a second, it seems they're picking right now, and it is drumroll, please.
Mm.
Drumroll. It
Oh, trying to go for
Oh,
it. Uh,
maybe maybe
uh, uh,
it, maybe maybe
no.
Blissey,
Yes.
maybe Blissey, maybe a bit of Cramorant, maybe a bit of maybe a T-Tar.
Banning the Mew.
Uh, maybe gonna ban Duraludon. You don't want to go against it.
Zacian. Oh, Snorlax actually going to
Snorlax.
be the ban.
That's not shocking. Snorlax definitely a very integral player of, and they're gonna pick the Blissey. They're gonna first pick Blissey. Finally, we have an actual supporter in these games on the last game of the set.
Oh, this puts Magikarp Clan on a bind as well, Lily. If you have the Blissey, you're probably gonna have a T-Tar in these last two picks for Super Squirtle Squad. What is Magikarp Clan gonna pick now?
They're gonna pick Mamoswine and Mr. Mime. They don't want Super Sword Squad to get that solo leading Mamo again. And it seems like Mr. Mime is just a solid comfort pick on Magikarp Clan's side. But Blissey, if they wanna go, if they wanna go Safeguard, neither of them are really gonna be able to do much. And it does seem Super Scroll Squad is going to take Gardevoir from them too. They're gonna take the Snorlax and the Gardevoir, just as Magikarp Clan took the Mamoswine, Hoopa, and Espeon.
I would pick T-Tar here so bad. Otherwise,
Which
otherwise Magikarp Clan would actually be forced to ban the T-Tar on their next round.
I saw
Actually going
somebody
Cinderace.
I saw someone in the chat say that they would love to see Trevenant, if not Mamoswine, and I 100% agree. I think Trevenant would be a fantastic pick on Super Scroll Squad's part. And it seems like Super Sword Squad, they're just gonna do the exact same thing Magikarp Clan did last game. Have Cinderace go jungle, most likely Gardevoir going bot,
Mm,
and they're gonna
Greninja.
pick the Gwen. Is this just a team switch? Is this part of the script? It's
Yeah,
just
probably John Jai's main carries are gonna be both Cinderace and Greninja, so they're gonna go one-on-one. The jungles are, and the last band rather from the side of Magikarp Clan. You do not want to fight a T-Tar in this comp.
definitely not. I would be terrified if I was Tyranitar going into a Mr. Mime and a Mamoswine. I really can't think of any all-rounder that would want to go into it besides maybe Lucario with full heal, or besides Pup Lucario would actually do pretty well against it. But I don't think we're going to be seeing a Pup Lucario. That's just my opinion. In fact, we're going to see the Slowbro ban on the side of Magikarp Clan.
Are we
And
gonna see the Blastoise from Magikarp Clan then?
maybe it is possible, though that would give them basically three tanks with no healers, and we're going to see and outside Super Scroll Squad, we're going to see a Tyranitar ban. They really like banning Tyranitar. We've seen it all 3 games tonight. They don't want to go against it, and honestly, I can't blame them.
Blissey probably then gonna go Safeguard Helping Hand,
That would make
not
sense.
trying to give the heals as much as possible. And the shielding. Pikachu gonna be picked on the side of Magikarp Clan. Really just a comfort pick all around. Speaking of that, both teams are missing said all arounder. Trevenant is gonna be picked by Super Squirtle Squad.
Tree.
Rhino, very happy to see it, and I'm sure whoever said that in chat is very happy to see it too. Tree, just a very good tank, and possibly just a very good all-rounder type player. And we're going to see 2 Cinderaces in one match, my lord. Just kidding, we're going to be seeing Charizard instead.
Double
Um,
Cinder sounds dangerous, especially when going. No, I'm just kidding.
I
So
would-
Charizard actually gonna go in lane that time. Gardevoir and Cinderace Similar trouble to what Magikarp Clan had at game 2. They managed to handle it quite well, but Gardevoir I'm expecting to be in lane and Cinderace actually going in and
Machamp!
Machamp rocking it from Magikarp Clan's side.
Let's go. I am a Machamp man. I have over 1,000 games in it, and I'm very happy to see it get picked. Though I definitely think it's most likely going to be a cross chop build with this. But let's not talk about Machamp the whole time. So Tree, Charizard, Super Scroll Squad have picked them I believe every single game. I don't think they picked them the first game. It's been the second game and now this game. But Trevenant, a very good defender and a very good just all-rounder type character. I would not be shocked to see the same person who played Mamo go Trevenant and just see the exact same stuff as they did last time. Just solo nating and still managing to get 2 kills. You do love to see it. And maybe we'll see some of that new Woodhammer buffs. We will they I don't think we've seen a lot of Woodhammer in the Unite Coronation League so far,
We
since it
have
hasn't
not.
really been. Yeah, it's really just been Curse, Hornleech. So this might be one of the first games where we really see it shine, and I'm very happy to see it. Very excited to see how it goes.
Both attackers, one support, one tank, and one all-rounder. Both compositions rocking the same stuff, just different Pokemon.
Indeed.
Interestingly enough, Blissey, I am expecting Safeguard helping hand. Trevenant is going to have the sustain in the team fights. Magikarp can struggle if they can't take down the tree in a 2v1 scenario. We have to start paying attention to that defender who's probably going to be the MVP for week number 9 if the other teams don't have anything to say about it. Really, really solid stuff from both teams in this final game to decide who goes to playoffs.
Indeed. Super Skull Squad, definitely, like we said, they are no slouch team, and that is partially due to their absolutely amazing tanks. But hey, see, Magikarp Clan, they definitely have a good bit of MVP players on their side too, just as well as every other team. But again, this is both of these teams' last ones if they cannot win. It is Super Skull Squad versus Magikarp Clan. Whoever wins will go on to be allowed to fight in the preliminary the preliminary matches of the tournament, and the other one will be kicked out. So a lot riding on the final game of the last set. So let's see how this really goes. And I'm honestly excited to see what the Trevenant build is and the Machamp build is, as we haven't seen those two yet so far.
So I'm gonna go ahead and step in for that. This Magikarp Clan has to win this game to stay in the playoff hunt. Now it will all come down to next week. If Magikarp Clan and Super Squirtle Squad loses next week, then Super Squirtle Squad will be out of it. But if Magikarp wins this week and then they both lose next week, Super Squirtle Squad is still back in. So it all comes down to how many games are played next week.
My apologies. Thank you for Ryan, our League Commissioner, for correcting me on this, making sure everything is correct.
However, if Magikarp win, they set their destiny for themselves, which is so important when it comes to this. You do not want to depend on Super Squirtle Squad losing next week.
That is true.
You control your own destiny with this last game, and now we're seeing the picks from both sides and their respective itemizations.
Oh, that is my Machamp build, baby, and we are going to see if we can just move the picks and bans just a bit. It does seem like we have Potion, Weakness, Eos Cookie, and what is that? That is the
Buddy Barrier.
Buddy Barrier on the Trevenant with Potion. Very fun to see.
Too fun to kill. Gonna rock that tree in the chunk.
We have VMX on the Gardevoir now. That was the Mamoswine last game.
Oh,
Very
so
interesting to see.
it all comes down to Max trying to get that Gardevoir to secure those kills. Game number 3, Magikarp Clan Super Squirtle Squad. Magikarp Clan can't control their destiny if they win this. If not, It's going to be difficult for them to actually get into playoffs. Going to wait until next week and depend on Super Squad losing their respective match.
Yep, it seems you have Mammoth Swine Pikachu going bot with a champ, Mr. Mime going top for Magikarp Clan, and it's just a solo laning Charizard in bot for Super Squad, and Trevenant Waltz for them as well. It seems like, yep, Trees are trying to get those early stacks in, and they're going to secure it. They're going to secure that first 2, maybe the first 3, and they will. Absolutely fantastic. Just nothing the Mime can really do, and it seems Charizard down bot just trying to defend them off, but nothing much he can really do either, as, you know, it's a Mammoth Swine Pikachu, nothing really lowly Charizard can do, but they will get the kill on the Trevenant Magikarp Clan. They have the advantage for this first set of top Bs as well as bot. Let's see how this goes.
Switching up the rotation this time, we are having the Charmander on the bottom side trying to go for that 2v1 scenario. It's not going well for them. Gonna get KO'd. Piloswine and Pikachu trying to do whatever they can on that 2v1, whereas a 3v2 not going badly. Ooh, John Jai securing with that activity. So Machoke actually going in just about, and John Jai sealing that kill. Gonna be super important.
Yep, the Mammoth. Yep. Now that the Machamp is level 5, they can pretty much just do whatever they want in this lane, and they're gonna let the Velts maybe take that. That's, if I was the Machamp, I would try and make sure that Velt stays level 4. That you do not want to see that get 5, but you know, it does seem like they do both people in that lane desperately need their 5, as the rest of the team are going to collapse in mid. And it seems like Magikarp Clan is going to get nearly all of those Bs, as the Chonk is going to get into their lanes. Except, yep,
the rotation. Yeah, the rotation is actually going to be down. So 5 people on the side of Super Squad are going to be on the bottom side, and Machoke is just going to be left alone on top, just stacking and getting all of the farm. It could be quite dangerous if that Machoke actually gets up to level 9 as soon as possible to actually leave it alone in the first place. But a 5v4 on the Reggie on the bottom side could be very dangerous. Icicle Shark's going to come in, try to get somebody. And Mr. Mime actually extends. Yan Jai is going to go down as well. Cinderace trying to clear away with the Piloswine, manages to get that fruit. Shadow X doing the best they can to actually get some more stuff going, but everybody gets cleaned on the side of Magikarp Clan. Super Squad are going to start rotating, but now the Machoke a little bit stronger from where they was on the other side. Now Raymax actually trying to do some more damage, and Trevenant being that front line that Super Squad so desperately needs. The rotation is to the bottom Reggie, which is a Reggie steal.
Yep, Charizard now has the Unite. It does seem like Super Squad is going to be able to secure that. And the memo is going to go in. No secures on the side of Super Squad. Instead, Magikarp Clan is going to be able to take it. But it does seem, and then it seems like they're also able to get that Charizard out of the way and kill it.
Meantime, we are going to have a 2B Reggie scenario. Cinderace trying to impede everything. No, but the Machoke actually securing that Reggie Alecki. Now moving towards the Altarias, and the Swablu Spawn Leech are going to come out. So no green hammer used for the Trevenant. Yan Jai securing the kill onto the Trevenant with a Surf.
Indeed, seems like Machamp Ult is just trying to go in, get a very good Unite, gonna kill their jungler, and that's just a team wipe for Magikarp Clan. I believe it is. Yes. I can count.
Double KO on the side of Yan Jai's Greninja. Machamp putting in a lot of the work to secure that upper zone. But the game is still pretty even. Both zones, one on the top, one on the bottom side from each team. Just as we are seeing a 1-1 on both teams' sides. 5 minutes.
Nearly even in levels 2, all being level 10 or above, with only the Charizard and Cinderace being above 10 on Super Squad's side. And it is a Safeguard Blissey, just like you predicted.
Yeah, if you're gonna ban out the T-Tar, it doesn't really make sense to actually run Safeguard with it. you would want just softball to keep that sustain up. So that would be in the rotation actually trying to go in. Unite move from the Charizard, getting the Mr. Mime, and Unite moves are going to come out from everybody on the side of Magikarp Clan. But they slowly continue to shrink. Power Swap, keeping Yonjai alive. Regirock about to go down. Charizard just went in a 1v5 almost scenario and just wrecked absolutely everybody. Yonjai left alone to defend the bottom zone and manages to get the KO onto the Charizard. But Super Squirtle Squad securing the Regirock, rotating upwards towards the Regieleki.
Yep, Charizard just ulting in, going in, scaring him off, and allowing his own team to secure. And now we do see nearly a fight. It seems like all of Super Squirtle Squad is going up to Regieleki to make sure they secure this. They do not want their main base left open. And it seems like they are able to secure it. And it does look like they are going to be able to possibly win this fight.
Oh,
that is a
Unite
very
moves,
big Gardevoir ult. That is all of them dead. That is... Oh, it didn't... Oh, that was, I believe, a 30... Oh, no, I believe that was a 20 overcap on the side of Super Squirtle Squad. They are now in the lead in terms of, I believe, both levels and points, but not by much. It is still a very even game.
It was pivotal for the Cinderace to get those 50 points in. Everybody recognizing that on the side of Super Squirtle Squad. 3 minutes left on the mark. The only Unite moves available right now.
Yep,
2 on the side of Super Squirtle Squad, 3 on the side of Magikarp Clan.
Yep, it says they have a close battle, but I'm pretty sure that they both know which team is in the lead currently. As you're correct, it seems like both teams are just able to trying to get their last bit of levels and getting their ults in check. And I don't think that Magikarp Clan is going to try and fight for that last Reggie. Seems like they're just going to try and maybe go for a back cap. It seems like they're going to try and do a repeat of last game since that worked so well for them.
Yeah, so far the back cap is going to be effective. 1 second left on the clock for the Reggie, so they choose to actually go and dunk on the top side. They managed to get rid of that, and it's going to be a Regirock. So extra defense and special defense on their side. The bottom zone has 18 left, which could be very dangerous if the opportunity presents itself. Icicle Chart's going to come in to look at the tree. Look at the tree. Unite move actually going to start to engage on to the Machamp this time. Unite moves from everybody. That managed to take down the Blizzy. No safeguard left. No helping hand. Then they take out the Gardevoir too. Yonjai trying to move in as fast as possible. And now the Power Swap actually trying to keep everybody alive. Trevenant trying to do as much damage as possible. Look at the Cinderace damage. And just like that, Super Squirtle Squad win. And only Mammal is left on the board. High horsepower not going to be enough. Super Squirtle Squad probably going to secure this Rayquaza.
Yep, they have the whip and they have the secure. I don't believe they're able to get back in time. Charizard is going to secure that for Super Squirtle Squad. They need to get about 200 points in to have a safe lead in. Will they be able to get it? I do think so, as the Blissey is unable to be impaired. And they're going to... Charizard's going to get 100 into their base. Now 20, if not 288 to 490 for 590. And now Super Squirtle Squad just needs to go back and defend their bases.
Trampoline on the board that time. Blissey trying to do whatever they can, but it's 3 of Magikarp Clan trying to get rid of this Blissey as soon as possible. Unite move coming in from the Mr. Mime. Now Unite move coming in from the Blissey.
With Tree there's not much they can do. You don't really do much against a Tree. It is a shame. But that is 2 dead. That is 3 dead permanently for the rest of the game. Of course, Magikarp Clan is up to their Mamoswine. It's up to their Pikachu. Never mind. It seems like Super Squirtle Squad is going to win the set, and they are going to go from 7 to 0 to 7 to 1 without a bye. It's technically 7 to 2.
Game number 3 belonging to Super Squirtle Squad. Magikarp Clan cannot control their destiny for next week. One of these two teams probably going to go into playoffs. Now, Magikarp Clan is going to depend on getting a victory as well as possibly Super Squirtle Squad losing next week to actually have the hope of getting into that playoff bracket. Surfnath doing whatever it could. But Rainax putting a beautiful Unite move in Saucy right at the end, cleaning up absolutely everybody, was definitely pivotal for him to not be in that late game team fight, accompanied with the tree. Too fun to kill. 44 of recovery, 58 damage taken, 63 done. And JV Smooth doing a lot of the work for Super Squirtle Squad and their damage side.
Indeed, Charizard just being able to go in, scare them off, get them a ton of kills, ton of damage, especially with the Pikachu, Machamp, and the Gwen all on the same team without much to really help them. He was able to get just a ton of picks, and I want to say the tree. It seems like Super Squirtle Squad just has a ton of really good tank players, able to get 3 stacks off right at the start of the game, just able to take that through, finally get their 5 in about halfway to the 7-minute mark, really coming to his own, really just taking over the game in the final act, really, and just moving them around, annoying them, and not allowing them to interact with the game in the final fight as they're just railed on by the Cinderace and the Gardevoir. Fantastic play by Super Squirtle Squad, and fantastic play by Magikarp Clan. Again, these were very close games. These were very good games. It went down to the last game, and if from the last game, I definitely looked like Magikarp Clan really had they definitely had a real good fighting chance of winning this last one, but the cards weren't on in their favor. They weren't able to get what they needed, and Super Squirtle Squad is going to win the first set of the night.
Very well said, Lily, as we move now on to setting up the second match of the night. It was a banger series from these two teams, but now Jungle Griefers and Aura Esports are going to go in the board. Both of these teams already in playoffs, but they're looking to cement themselves a little higher seeds, just to not have that many blocks in the gauntlet stages. Jungle Griefers still having an opportunity to get as high as possible. And I do keep in mind we are seeing both teams actually qualifying already. Aura Esports, one of the best logos in my opinion from the league. It looks so clean and so cool. Again, it's just qualifying themselves for the playoff spot. Super Squirtle Squad probably going to qualify if Magikarp Clan doesn't have anything to say about it next week. But what do you think of this matchup overall?
I'm very excited to see this matchup. You have Jungle Griefers, who have solidified themselves as one of the best teams in the entire league. They've won 6 out of their 8 games, only lost 2, as opposed to Aura Esports, who have only won 2 and lost 6. Now, of course, this doesn't say the whole picture of the team's strengths and their weaknesses, but it definitely is interesting to see if Aura Esports, technically the underdog in this situation and in this matchup, if it's going to be interesting to see if they're able to really fight up to the match, go up against the big guy, and take them down. And I am very interested and very excited to see how it goes for them. And I wish them the best of luck.
Very nice words by Lily, my fellow caster. We're probably going to move into the draft phase as soon as possible. We did see some interesting stuff from the previous match, but these are two different teams with two different priorities when it comes to their respective Pokemon. It's going to be interesting when we go into the draft phase.
I agree, and I do agree. The Aura Esports logo is very good, very stylish. I love its little outline.
It's so nice.
So I do really like the Jungle Griefers icon. They have
same.
Of course, you got the Snorlax running in, but they also got Excelgor, one of my personal favorite Pokemon. It doesn't really get that much love, but it's just fun to see it, and I'd love seeing just some nice little art of it. But Also,
Yeah, all of the teams actually have their super cool logos. Ikigai no Tsurugi
do.
is also a cool logo as well, having that honage there. And the rest of the teams that are in there. Super Squirtle Squad, always going to be some of my favorites. The squad of the Squirtles, pun intended, or rather, lack of better
Yes.
words to actually say them in the first place. Yeah, the Unite World Coronation League just pushing people to actually try to bring the best of themselves, looking to end the season on a high note, as well as bringing a lot more stories when it comes to season 2, which has already been confirmed. So it's going to be super interesting how we move on to the next seasons. We are expecting other Pokemon to come into the league. We're still waiting on Umbreon. We're still waiting on Chandelure. Gudra has been confirmed to be releasing on March the 16th. So a lot of play and a lot of new Pokemon on the way for a scene that seems to be thriving right now, Lily.
Indeed, it does. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, Unite's not doing that well. Unite may be dying soon," but I definitely don't think so. Of course, we're going into the second season of the Unite Worlds League, which I definitely think is going to be helping us here. We're going to see a lot more teams come into their own, a lot more teams sort of pop up, and a lot more great players pop up. And I definitely think that this game has a very healthy and very bright future ahead of it. And I think it may be a bit uh, cocky to say, but I definitely think that the Unite Coronation League is going to help with that a good bit. Especially in the terms of, helping smaller teams, make a name for themselves, get some good followers and fans behind them, as we've seen in the chat here.
In the meantime, I am seeing right on Twitter from the official Pokemon Unite Twitter. It says, "We are currently aware of an issue that is affecting Zacian. We have identified the cause of this issue and will be releasing a hotfix at 11 p.m. Pacific
No!
time. We need your
Ah,
patience and understanding."
I spent $8 for nothing. Man, I spent $8 to what? Get to top 800 in the world for like 2 days? Come on.
Poor Lily in shambles, but it
Uh,
is what it is.
poor
Oh
little.
well.
Oh well.
Oh well.
I'll just go back to I don't know, solo playing Machamp, I guess. Get to 2,000 games next.
Sounds like a good life to me.
It's it's a life. It was definitely better back when solo laning was the main thing all rounders do, but now, now that solo laning is not solo top is dead, we've all I've been I've been thrown to the curb. But I don't know, I don't I enjoy playing Sword Dark. I'll probably still keep playing it after it gets it gets fixed, quote unquote. I still think it was 100% intended by them. You cannot convince me. Oh yeah, no, oh yeah, instead of doing it by 50%, it was actually 100%. Oopsie daisy. Please buy the yeah, anyways, you can only buy this Pokemon for $8. By the way, it's overpowered. Have fun. No, that was not. I ain't never heard of a bug like that. But
Zacian just
uh,
causing everybody some major headaches or major blessings if you're Lily in solo queue. As we currently await for these both these teams to actually set themselves up in drafts, Jungle Griefers have to look to be the favorites to win this match based on scores alone and matchups all around. They have a couple of good W's over the likes of War Legion and other of the top teams. They did suffer a defeat on the hands of Team Roqueto, but Roqueto has been one of those teams that's been consistently on the rise from a certain week onto the final stages. And it's not so much how you start, it's how you finish. And let's see if Jungle Griefers can finish on a high note.
yep, I cannot wait to see how Jungle Griefers finish off, and I cannot. And nope, honestly, I'm kind of rooting for all esports. I've seen what they can do. I've seen what the players are capable of. And if I were me, if I was a betting man, which I am, I would bet, some amount of money on all esports for this game. My hopes are in them. But yes, we are waiting for the teams to be ready. It does take a bit of time, especially at this point at night.
So the
But-
problem is right now, chat, is both of these teams are now under new captains. So yes, we are in week 9, but no, both of these teams have not been the captains since week 1. So both of them being brand new to the captain scene, they do not know exactly what to do, which is really rough because when captains leave teams, they are very different. So with that being said, we are going into the picks and bans, as we are going to go ahead and go to game number 1, Jungle Griefers versus Team Aura Esports. Drake Yusan, thank you very much for joining. I do greatly appreciate it, as the shoutouts thing, I guess, is now working, but Streamlabs is not. So sorry about that, chat.
Thank you so much for that, Commissioner. We are going into the draft. Jungle Griefers and Team Aura Esports. Seems like Team Aura Esports did not get the memo, and they choose to ban the Clefable, which is already banned. The Sidgewai going to be the other ban, Sableye and Comfy. I think this is the
Should we
first time we
tell
have a
them?
little bit of a side duck play right in the draft phase.
Should we tell them? I'm not sure. I mean, it's already.
Hey, yo,
I-
Commish, like,
It's like, I mean,
They
I'm not
already
trying to
had
give.
the full list of bans from both teams, so they already knew what bans were what. At this point, I'm just gonna let it go. It's honestly, it is what it is. It's I
Fair
can't
enough.
no.
help it.
All
We're
right.
already
Well,
way
this
behind.
is this
Yeah,
is the
that
first
is
side
true.
duck, side duck play that we have on draft. Clefable and Decidueye going to be the bans from Team Aura Esports. First pick Slowbro this time, so they are favoring the Slowbro, and first pick Trevenant on the side of Jungle Griefers. So 2 Trevenants in a row.
Yep, we're going to see the ban on Comfy and Sableye. Clearly, Jungle Griefers, really, truly, they thought that Comfy was enough of a threat, along with Sableye, to ban it first. I'm personally a bit shocked. But we do have the Mew and Trevenant, 2 fantastic characters currently. Trevenant, of course, just getting that buff, and you did just see the last game what it is capable of doing, along with Mew, who has consistently been performing incredibly well in these games, and along with Espeon, who is going to Team Aura Esports.
Yeah, Mew considered by many to be the best laner in the game right now. Espeon moving up there as one of the favorite special attackers from all teams around the world. Good buffs all around. So double defender comp, Slowbro and Mamoswine being picked by Team Aura Esports.
Yep, we're going to see the Mamoswine and a Slowbro, 2 incredibly tanky mon. You just don't kill either of them. And we're going to have the Mr. Mime. It seems like there's definitely just a bit of a small group of mon currently that are being picked from. Of course, the Mr. Mime, the Trevenant, Mamoswine, Espeon. And I do hope that we do see a bit more of a variety coming into these later games of tonight. And we are going to see a Gardevoir ban, so I am interested to see what Team Aura Esports will pick for their jungler, if not the Espeon.
So far, so good from both sides. Jungle Griefers, Trevenant, Mew, Mr. Mime. Mew Mime was a terror a couple of seasons ago before the nerfs, respectively, to both Pokemon. It's still a pretty strong lane when it comes to securing Pokemon in last hitting situations in lane. So do expect a lot of trouble when it comes to actually fighting versus an Espeon, for example. There's going to be a lot of battles for that farm. Cinderace being the ban to the side of Team Aura Esports. Do keep in mind, Lily, Blissey is still a pick available from both teams.
That is true. And
they can't pick Glaceon because it's banned.
Yep,
Commissioner.
someone needs to tell them.
Commissioner.
Oh boy, we are about 20 minutes behind, and we're going to be a bit more behind. We apologize, ladies and gentlemen, and we apologize to the teams who are still waiting to go. But we do have Cinderace on the Team Aura Esports ban. That's very interesting. It seems like it seems like they're going to switch up their picks and bans for Jungle Griefers.
I think the ban has to stay. If it's,
I mean, it
already-
is his choice. It is the commissioner's decision on how it goes. I will not weigh in on it.
yeah, true.
Yeah.
But I would believe that maybe they're just gonna pick it automatically because that was the one that they picked.
Okay, they are going to
they're
go
for the
Gardevoir
Gardevoir
again.
And then the next pick has to be different. It cannot be
Yes.
Glaceon. It cannot be Delphox. It cannot be. I don't remember who else. Zacian and
It cannot be Delphox, Glaceon, Zacian, like you said, and what was the other one? You're right. Let me check. I will get it. It is
Clefable.
Clefable. Really, Clefable? Oh,
Yeah, it
right,
was
because it
Clefable.
was banned. Yeah, I
Oh,
forgot
and
we were just
Scyther and
talking about that.
Scizor.
It was banned.
Right, right. I
Yes,
forgot
right.
Scyther and Scizor are even in the game because I haven't been seeing it in the league
Me
for
too.
like 8 weeks.
We've never seen them. But what is their bug? I don't. Oh, it's like something to do with Scyther's like double hit or something. Not double hit. It's like his
Thought it was like the
jump.
Unite move or something.
It might be. I don't know. I don't keep up with I don't keep up with the buffs, and I mean with the bugs. I only play one Pokemon. But we are going to have to see Jungle Griefers pick a new Mon. I wouldn't be surprised if this is their jungler pick. I'm not really sure, what they're gonna do. Cinderace is gone, Decidueye is gone, Gardevoir's they banned Gardevoir. We might be seeing another Gwen pick. I know, or maybe something else. Maybe a Dragonite, Cramorant, Duraludon. Zacian if they wanna do this whole thing again.
Yeah, do keep in mind it's important for the teams to remember what is banned and what is not banned so they can make their strategies according to what is currently available in the Unite World Coronation League. So it's also very important to maintain that stretch of communication. It was put on the Discord site if anybody has any doubts in regards to that. So yeah, just make sure that everybody continues to look at the Discord and pays attention to the updates that the commissioner does give on a weekly basis and all that stuff, so we can keep it going as fast as possible and we can get this underway. Okay, so Jungle Griefers just waiting on that last pick to be discussed among them, and so we continue on with the bat. And Venusaur is going to be the pick for
Venusaur.
Jungle Griefers' side.
Yep, it's
So, chat. The reason why we're banning the Pokemon that are set, even though it's the UCS is only banning the particular move, I'm banning the Pokemon overall due to misclicks. I'm just trying to make it to where teams aren't taking an automatic game loss due to a misclick, and then the rest of the game for the next 5 minutes just doesn't matter, and then we're having to go into pick. At this point, I'm just banning the Pokemons that are respectfully, that are, have already, what's it called? Glitches in their moves or whatever. But at that point, I made the call since Tuesday that all those Pokemon were banned, and it is up to your captain to say it. As I said again before, Jungle Griefers and Team or Esports both had brand new captains, so it is a little weird. But that just comes with when you make up these, or when you have people leaving teams and stuff. I needed to know this days before, not just day of. So at this point, teams are just now getting that information. So sorry about the delay, chat. The games tonight between Waste Potential and Team Drip might happen on the side, as we're having to go through this with this entire game, because it all depends if this is a 2-0 or if it goes to best of 3, then the games tonight will not be happening.
We apologize for everyone for the inconveniences and for the delays in timing, but it does seem like our teams are done picking. We have Dodrio and Urshifu on the side of Timor Esports, and on Jungle Reefers, we have Buzzwole. So we will likely be seeing the Venusaur go jungle with the Urshifu going jungle for Timor Esports.
Man, Urshifu actually being the first pick, the last pick rather,
Pick,
for
yeah.
Team Aura Esports side is actually super curious. Nobody really banning it out throughout the draft, so they have to be careful when it comes to actually this types of plays.
Shoot, I wonder which one's going to be. For this comp, I would definitely say a Wicked Blow or a Black Bear is likely due to its CC negation and just it's absolutely fantastic secure. But I mean, Water Bear, that wouldn't be bad either. I definitely think either one is possible, but we're gonna have to wait and see which one they go and just which lane. Now, coming from this, which team do you think has the advantage in terms of these picks?
It feels like Jungle Griefers has a lot more of the meta picks on their side, especially with the Mew and the Mr. Mime actually gonna try to rock into the same lane. It's gonna be difficult for the Dojo to actually get into that back line if you have a Trevenant and the Bus while trying to move in. And then they do have a lot of sustain on their side as well if the Venusaur gets going as much as possible. So I'm looking at Jungle Griefers, and I think I really like what they're doing. It's going to be pivotal for Dojo and Team Aura Esports to get onto the Mew and the Venusaur just before they come online. Specifically for the Venusaur, you do not want it to reach in those late game heights, just because we actually know what type of build most of the players actually like to go for, which is the muscle band, rapid fire scar focus band build, just to get that
I
extra defense and special defense. However, there are people who actually like to go full special attack with the Venusaur, so it's really going to depend.
I would not be shocked to see Solar Beam Venusaur against that comp, because
Hmm.
I mean, if depending what the Urshifu does and the Slowbro and the Mamoswine, I know for a fact I wouldn't I wouldn't want to be getting close to them at all.
Hmm.
Especially with like, you know, the full heal, sure, but that's only 2 seconds, and you have a Espeon, Slowbro, man, all of them have very good secure that you're just not going to be able to deal with. So I would personally be going Solar Beam against it. And plus,
Okay.
double Solar Beam, Venusaur, and the Mew. That's gonna be pretty good for secure, even if they have Wicked Blow.
Yeah, they are going to have the stuns on deck. They are going to have slows on deck. They are going to have freeze on deck. A lot of the things to actually close the gap from Jungle Griefers' side. So overall, it looks like Team Aura Esports are gonna try to impede the distance from Jungle Griefers to actually go in. The only worry that I have is that they do not have any type of healing on their side. So let's see what's going to happen now as we're moving in. So Hellsenchu, TTV, SMPB, Dispensa. So picking him a champ that time. It seems like a little bit of a misclick there.
Oh boy.
You did not draft
We have a bit of a
Machamp.
We are going to have to reset that again. Of course, Max Meds, he did very well on the Mew last time. I have no doubt that he will pop off yet again. I even said that I wouldn't be shocked if he got play of the week last time. He was doing so well. But of course, now he's going to have to be fighting that with the Mamoswine from last games. And
Yeah, there seems like to be an error on the side of Jungle Griefers. They are going to have to restart the match. Machamp was not the pick on their side. They picked another Pokemon, if I am not mistaken.
They did.
It was the Buzzwole instead of the Machamp, according to the draft. So let's see if they're going to end the battle right now. The game
You're going
has
to have
been
to
paused.
end the battle right now and just reset all again. We are already
They had
way
a
behind.
disconnect. Team Wasted Potential. Bridget, if you can please message me, as you guys are probably going to start your matches right at 9, as I'm not going to hold you guys up due to this error. Please, chat. Also, thank you guys very much for hanging on and hanging out. Again, this is very frustrating, not only for me, myself, but I know you guys as well, as there's nothing that I can do about any of this, as they literally told me today about both of their captain changes.
It is okay. No one is blaming you, League Commissioner Ryan, but it is a shame. I know I personally was very excited to see these last two games, but if it can't be helped, it can't be helped. But hey, we still have this game in this set. We still had last set, and we still have tomorrow. Two absolutely fantastic sets that I personally can't wait to see.
Yeah, my favorite is going to be Elite Force. Oh, wait, we don't play tomorrow because we have an automatic W and we are in playoffs. Let's go.
Yes, I'm very excited to see to know how do you say the name? The 8-0 team. You know their name. I can't say it.
Ikigai?
Ikigai no Tsurugi. That's it.
Natsurugi. There you go.
Yes.
See, you got it. There you go, Lily.
I'm
Not
very
a problem,
excited to
not
see
bad, not
their
bad.
games, see how
Oh,
they
same.
go.
Same.
Yes, but we
Same, same, same.
are. Does seem like we're going to just try and reset the game we have now, try and get things going, try and get them finished, and if we go quickly, we might be maybe I don't want to speak for the commission, but we might be able to see the at least the second or maybe third game of the final set tonight if things go quickly.
Hopefully so.
It
But
is a
it's already
possibility.
it's almost gonna be 11 p.m. on my time zone, so hopefully we can
Right.
get this going because I
Yes.
work tomorrow early.
Mhm.
No, nevertheless, again, disconnects cannot be helped. Obviously, it was the Buzzwell instead of the Machamp. Though the Machamp would go nicely on what they wanted to do, but that's
I do
another
agree.
comp for another day, or for at least for another game.
Yep, maybe they'll do it next game. Who knows? But yeah, I do forget that some people. It is currently only in 9:44 for me. I do forget that. For a lot of people, this is happening quite late at night for them. So again, we do apologize for the inconveniences and that some people may not be able to see the fights they wanted to tonight. But we do promise that these games and this set will be very entertaining and very fun to watch. We will try our best to keep you happy and keep you entertained as you watch them, as we all watch them, as we see them unfold.
Right, you are, Lily. Bright, you are. Just waiting for everybody to connect completely so we can get this first game underway for week 9. And then remember, we do have more play left to go. Now, finally, we have M-Mads actually going the Mew this time around. Now, what I really like about Team Aura Esports is that they are respecting M-Mads' ability with the Espeon, and they choose to pick it themselves. That way, you do not give them that character in particular, because we know that they can do so much damage with it. But it's actually one of those things where M-Mads is such a good player that they can just proc anything, especially with those triple glasses onto the Mew. It's going to be super interesting how they're going to continue to rock it.
Yep, you love to see the triple glasses build, and honestly, these are all some very interesting builds. You have double stacking Floatstone on the Dodrio. You have a pretty standard. You have a double stacking Focus Band on the Urshifu. Means it's likely going to be a water build. I would not be surprised.
Also double stacking on Trevenant with Focus Band. So they're going to have AOS cookies and attack weight onto Solo TV. Another interesting build overall. So a lot of stacking is going to be done on the way for both teams. We're just about to wrap this up. And finally, with all the picks left after the draft, game number 1 over Esports and Jungle Griefers.
Let's go. We have Slowbro, Eevee going bot. We have Slowbro, Urshifu going bot lane, with Eevee and Dodrio seemingly sharing red buff. Okay, we have Mamoswine going top lane, soloing top. For Esports, we have Trevenant, Mew going bot, Buzzswirl, Mime going top, and Venusaur going mid for Jungle Griefers. It seems like both teams are just trying to get their stacks in. Urshifu already at a very low, has to take a berry to survive, and Trevenant just trying to get at least 2 stacks off in the early games. They are able to do it. Maybe not. They are not going to be able to get their second stack off, as 4 people are now bot lane. Both one of their junglers and the Eevee, and they have two separate XP shares both in bot lane. That's very interesting to see.
Super interesting as well, because we're seeing like this 4-1 composition used so early, and it's the second match that we are seeing this happening. Super Squirtle Squad actually used it to great effect, winning their previous set, and now the rotations are going to start by Jungle Griefers playing on that 3-1 and 4-2 bottom side. So trying to get rid of the swine up and racking up that damage as much as possible. Trying to move in now, and they do manage to take away another KO. And now the the stuns from Espeon are putting in so much work, and everybody that's on the bottom side that's stacking is going to continue to be like Oprah Winfrey. You get a stack, and you get a stack, and you get a stack.
And Jungle Griefer's Mr. Mime is going to be able to just take one of the buffs as Team Ori Esports took just a bit too long in their own lanes. And as we see, I think what their main Jungle Griefer's just going to easily take mid Bs, but I definitely feel like the idea with the 4 people top of 4 people bot was to get that Urshifu early and stacked so they can just take advantage and really destroy their teams like they are trying to do now.
Yeah, really interesting build from the Espeon too. Instead of going Psyshock Psybeam, or actually Psyshock Future Sight. If they manage to get the kill early before the Future Sight explodes, you do get some cooldown reduction, if not all the cooldown reduction. Piloswine actually securing that onto the Buzzwole. Now 12 Eos Energy was used on the bottom side. Another KO by the Espeon, who continues to just throw out as many Psyshocks as possible. They do manage to secure the KO on to the Dodrio with 5 seconds left for the bottom Reggie to spawn. Urshifu trying to rotate downward, and it's the Reggie Rock.
If that is going to be Petal Dance Venu, and it seems like they're just trying to not let Team Ori Esports in, and they're going to succeed. Venusaur are going to ult in, get a kill, get 2 kills. It's just Slowbro, and I do not believe he's going to be able to effectively defend. He's going to break, and they're going to get 3 kills in total. So
Yeah,
they're going to score just a bit more.
Yeah, Scald not quite doing the work. Jungle Griefers on the advantage. Now, do keep in mind, Lily, like the bottom zone actually exploded with 12 even. There wasn't any type of overdunk done by Ori Esports. That could have been a little bit of a mistake there. You could just keep it low on the number, just to, as soon as you can rack up the energy, just to overdunk it. And not only that, but also impede any type of experience to go on the side of Jungle Griefers after a successful early game. With that said, now Jungle Griefers are actually starting to suffocate the opponent, overextend a little bit on that zone fight, and we are seeing the Unite move actually coming in from the Mamoswine, and that's a snipe from MNADS with the I forgot the name of the third hit. How do you call it in this game?
Dodrio, Solar Beam, you.
No, the last hit, like the third hit of the basic attack.
Boosted.
Oh, the boosted attack. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
It seems like Team Ori Esports are going to get the Regieleki, but they cannot push it in effectively. Oh, did I just let it in? No,
That was a
that is a
smackdown.
Slowbro.
Yeah, SmackDown.
They're just gonna let it
Slowbro
in. They're gonna let it go in.
And we are
That-
seeing.
Okay. That's very shocking.
Strange. It is strange.
Maybe they just wanted it in. Maybe they didn't care too much. Does seem like they're going to be able to get a kill off it, so not the worst thing. And Trevenant just going in. It seems like the Jungle Griefers really enjoy griefing the enemy's jungle, as to their name.
It
But-
is in the name as well, Lily.
Yep, Team Ori Esports is going to start whipping this way. They most likely will be getting it.
Yep, they do manage to secure the Regirock that time, and Mamoswine actually gets to play that 1v1 quite nicely versus the Buzzwole. Unite move going to come in from the Venusaur. Only Slowbro left in a similar scenario to what we saw on top lane.
Yep, and even though they won the objective, Jungle Griefers are just going to be able to just eat up that fight, get all their kills, and it seems like Mr. Mime is going to be able to just defend top with help from Buzzwole and probably get a kill there. Yep.
And do secure it, and Trevenant is looking more like a Hammer Bro rather than a Pokemon. Actually rocking that green hammer to great effect. We're seeing the buffs actually playing into their favor. So I'm going to come out. It's going to secure the Baltoy, but not quite going to hit the Slowbro. 20 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah,
For the Regieleki.
both teams are kind of posturing top lane. Not really sure what they want to do. It seems like I'm very sure that Jungle Reapers are just kind of relying on the Mewtwo. Actually, no, I'm shocked. They haven't really just been relying on the Mew to secure anything. The Mew's just that's something I will give Mighty Max. They are very good at getting just kills in general. They know what they're doing. They're able to really take advantage of what Mew has. And there is a fight going top lane. The Dodrio ult, Mamoswine ult, Sobo are all going in. Doesn't seem like they're really able to get anything off of it though. Mamoswine is dead. The Dodrio is dead, and that is a possible. Oh no!
Wow! A lot of burst. Oh, Solar Beam almost going to do it, but the boosted attack is going to be ready for the Mew.
Yep.
It's going to hit the Urshifu. Command grab onto the bus. Well, that time, yeah, that's going to go down for sure. Electro Ball not quite going to be able to scare Focus Band, being the MVP for just a little bit.
Urshifu, an absolutely dangerous character, and Max Mad's going the sure hit moves just to be able to kill it. It seems like
Max going in. Unite
seems
move
like
used.
they're largely just ignoring the Regieleki. Mainly, they just want these kills. They want the XP. They want to make sure that they don't have points to score to try and backcap, I would say. But it looks like they're going to be whipping it now.
Yeah, leveling up as much as possible is on the side of Team Aura Esports. Regieleki is going to get secured. 10 seconds left on the board for the bottom Reggie. We're going to see what type of Reggie it is because I can't see it. Right? No. Scroll down where I want to see the Reggie before the time.
It is
right.
too late.
No, I didn't see which one was the Reggie. So Team Aura Esports with a disadvantage. Everybody rotating towards Rayquaza. It's going to be 100 points on the board from Max Mad just because Regieleki was win. Boop. 20 energy overdunk.
And Team Aura Esports is kind of going to let it happen. There's not much they can do besides getting the Dodrio back cap. But Max Mad's already back into the fight. It's not a 5v4. The Unites are going in.
Yep, Mr. Mime taking down the Urshifu. And they're trying to move in as much as possible. Unite move going to come out from the slow, but trying to get
very big drill pack, but not able to get any kills.
Yeah, Mamoswine taking care of the Mew, but it's just 2v4. Both tanks, and look at the Mamoswine putting in the work.
Absolutely huge.
What?
It's able to get one kill on the Venusaur, is able to get another one.
Trevenant trying to secure.
Like it.
Barely misses the high horsepower.
It is. Oh no, it's not. It died. The
Aguchifu now versus the Trevenant. Not quite going to deal enough damage because they have the debuff from the Scald. Look at that tree surviving in between two. Now Espeon coming in, trying to secure one more time. 45 seconds left on the board.
Yep, that tree just it does not die. You need a lot of farm on it, and a lot of resources on it to truthfully kill it. But it does seem like Dodrio is going to be able to fake bot. They are still nowhere near being in the lead. It's still 100 level difference, and they need to get this Rayquaza within the next 24 seconds.
Actually trying to play the defensive game. Jungle Reefers in, spacing him out. Venusaur is going to be right on the outside looking in. Psyshock is going to miss the mark. It's going to be so important for them to actually get those KOs as much as possible. 10 seconds left on the board. It's going to be 14. Look at all of that. Yes, not going to be enough, I don't think, to actually rack up the damage. The overdunks are going to do the Jungle Griefers a lot of justice here as we wait for the final score.
I do believe that Jungle Reefers did keep the advantage in with that final Mew score of 100.
Sealing the fate just barely. And even if with the 100, it was going to be a super close game, but Max Mats finding a way to stay relevant throughout the game after a little bit of a struggle in the early game, but getting 108 damage, 108,000 damage overall, and SMPB as well with the bus wall, just taking care of everybody. Jurekus with the Mamoswine in a 1v3 almost taking him down. If it weren't for the command grabs from the Buzzwole and the stuns from the Mr. Mime, it could have been super dangerous for Jungle Griefers, but they managed to secure this first game.
Yep, the highest damage we've seen yet. Everyone played very well, of course. Jungle Griefers, it seemed like they just had just slightly better coordination. Their team fights were more solid. The Venusaur, Mr. Mime, and Trevenant build, especially, it seemed like Trevenant, the Mr. Mime, and the Buzzwole were just very close together. They knew that if those two are together, they basically just win any fight. And it's true, they did very well together as a duo. And sadly, the Dodrio didn't really have much to do. You really, with Dodrio, you kind of want to, go for squishies, but the only real squishy they have is a Mew. Even then, Mew is not the best target, as it can very easily just mess you up, as we saw multiple times with it.
It's going to be so difficult to actually ban out Max Mads if you're trying to give any type of other person from Jungle Griefer's priority. So if you're going to go into the second draft phase, are you going to be forced to ban both Mew and the Espeon, or are you just going to ban the Mew, pick Espeon again? It did do a lot of stuff when it came into the team fights. You got to start securing a little bit more with the Psyshocks, and maybe instead of running Future Sight, might want to start rocking the Side Beam again, just to give that extra damage when it comes to the team fights. If you hit them with the Side Beam, it just actually starts angling towards other Pokemon in the vicinity, so maybe you can use that extra damage in. And it's really going to depend on what they really want to prioritize for the second draft.
Yep, it does. Yeah, Max Med's just a fantastic player to have on your team in this sort of picks and ban system. But it's true, I'm not sure they're gonna pick. I would go for the Espeon again. It didn't seem to really help them that much. It seemed like they were missing just a bit too many of their moves. They weren't really taking full advantage of it. So if I was them, I'd try and just reassess, my team comp, what we want to do, and work from there. Because I do not think against Jungle Weavers, you cannot just try and play around what they played last games, because they will just play something else. You have to have your own thing. You have to be able to have your own comp and your own. You have to be the one that they have to play around in this sort of situation.
On another funny note, I just found out on Twitter that Solo TV actually was a vocalist in a metal band.
Oh,
so that's cool.
How interesting. Who's? And we do have the timer up. We have Timor Esports picking first, not to shove off that metal band thing. That's actually really who does Solo play for?
He plays for Jungle Griefers. Yeah, he was a Trevenant, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, he was. Interesting. We love having people like that in the game. It's just such a variety of. There's such a variety of players in Unite. I truly love it. It's simply great.
It's really cool.
But we do have 35 seconds on the board for Teamwork Esports for the first pick. What do you think it's going to be? What do you think it's going to be? The Mew, the Mew, of course.
Yeah, they don't want to mess with Max Mads Mew.
Mixed Mads, my apologies.
Mixed Mads. I'm just Mads. Mix Mads.
The fantastic Mew Mighty Meds. We have the Jungle Urshifu. We have the Urshifu, and we have the Sableye as bans for Jungle Griefers. It seems like the only thing they're really afraid of there was the water ban. They just want to get that out of the way.
Gotcha. Okay, so just banning Mix Mads Mew. Because Espeon is still on the board. Let's see what Team Aura Esports really wants to do for the second ban, though.
I wouldn't be shocked to see a Trevenant ban on their side, or the Jungle Trevenant ban maybe, or Decidueye ban. A lot of teams are banning Decidueye. It seems people just don't really want to fight against it. Did it get nerfed or something?
Not really sure, but the Decidueye is going to get banned from Team Aura Esports, just targeting those attackers and just first picking the Slowbro again. You want to run it back?
It seems so. And we are going to and Slowbro. Very interesting pick. And I do agree. It seems like, I wouldn't be shocked if Jungle Griefers just kind of went the same build, maybe switch out the Mew with Espeon if they can, because it definitely seemed like that build, like that comp worked very well for them. And with the Mr. Mime, it seems like that's exactly what they're gonna try and do.
See what the second pick is going to be from the side of Jungle
It's Mammoth's
Creepers.
fine.
I'm going to go for the Mamo. I mean, it worked out
Yeah.
the first. It worked out.
Yeah,
Actually, Team Aura Esports was the one using Mamo, no?
yeah. I mean, we have been seeing a lot of Mamo, and it's been doing this tonight, and it's been doing great.
Yeah.
So I'm yeah, I'm just very happy to see that Mamo is truly getting its time to shine in this current meta, and we're going to see an Espeon for Timor Esports. Very good pick for them. They now have it's just Slowbro and Espeon's a pretty good lane, especially into just pretty much anything. Like if an Espeon versus the Mamo or the Mime or anything else they could pick, that's going to be very useful in lane, or they could play it in jungle if
Okay.
if they really need to.
And they also deny the pick from Mix Mads, who I
Mhm.
appreciate giving us the insight onto it was not Max, it was Mix. I greatly appreciate that so we can get that accuracy there. We do apologize for that. And we will make sure to continue to strive to actually get that corrected for the future. In the meantime, we continue on to the third pick from Team Aura Esports while we still await on that side. So Tyranitar
There's
this
the
early
Tyranitar.
is pretty it's kind of crazy actually, Lily.
It is crazy. I'm very happy to see it. We've been teased with it being, we've been teased with the Tyranitar for a good while now. I don't know if y'all have been here for the past few games, but Tyranitar has not been picked recently. It's either been banned or it just has not been picked. And I'm very happy that we're finally going to be able to see it. And I hope it turns out very well for them. But currently, they don't have really any supports. So I'm wondering who they're
Mm-hmm.
going to try and fill it with. We do have
So,
Venusaur, or Jungle
yep.
Reapers again.
Yeah,
Really
they are
interesting.
gonna ban the Comfy from Jungle Griefer, so no Comfy this time around.
Makes very much sense.
If depending on the or pick from Team Aura Esports, we could see a double support come from Jungle Griefers and picking up the Blissey just to deny any type of protect the president comp from the side of Team Aura Esports, which is why the T-Tart pick is kind of interesting when it comes to Team Aura Esports order and composition.
That is true. If I was Team Esports, I would ban something and then go for Blissey right now, and maybe go for something like a Blastoise, like you said. Blastoise can fill the tank role or the all rounder role, or both at the same time if you really wanted to. And they're gonna ban Gardevoir. Make sure that I mean I don't know. They already showed that they prefer having that Jungle Griefers prefer having a Venusaur in their lane, so I'm a bit shocked at the God of War pick. But they're the ones playing, they know what they're doing. And we're going to see a Buzzsaw pick yet again for Jungle Reapers. Oh, they picked Buzzsaw last time, correct?
They did pick Buzzwole last time.
Fantastic.
Timor
So,
Esports has 2 picks, and Jungle Griefers seem to be telling them, okay, just pick the Blissey now. We're still going to beat you. Because honestly, when they get 2 picks in a row, it seems overconfident, maybe, or just curiosity as to what Jungle Griefers want Team Aura Esports to do.
I mean, I definitely think they're very confident in themselves. I mean, you're 6-2. You just basically steamrolled last game. You're definitely thinking very well of yourself. And we are going to see the Blissey as expected, and I'm sure as was expected as well. Now, it could possibly end up going Safeguard, but it is expected that it does end up going soft boiled for the Tyranitar pocket. But
Mm-hmm.
either one is possible. It is a Mr. My Mammothswine and Buzzsaw build. Safeguard would not be a bad build at all.
Final pick from Team Aura Esports side,
They're going
Dodrio.
Dodrio yet again. Again,
Okay,
a bit
so
shocked. It doesn't seem like
mhm.
there aren't really any squishies on the side of Jungle Griefers. Dodrio again, like he does best with picking off squishies like the Gardevoir that they banned and backcapping. And backcapping did not help them too much last game. And the
Oh.
Crabbo
Oh.
that is I
Oh.
definitely think Jungle Grief is getting a bit sure of themselves now, but you know what? I love we have to see it makes things more interesting for us. And hey, if it makes things go to a game 3, more content. But Cramorant, I wonder where it'll go. I do love Cramorant jungle. You ever seen a Cramorant jungle? It's truly an amazing thing.
It has to be super interesting. Venusaur is also a Pokemon that can go jungle. That one we've seen at least from at the beginning, as soon as Venusaur actually got the buffs that they needed to actually stay relevant in the meta. But again, yeah, it's gonna be super fun if it's a Cramorant jungle for sure. Most of the stuff from Cramorant's Reign of Terror has been tuned down, but they still can go dive and they still can go. I don't remember the name of the other move. It's the one
Uh,
that they tosses a couple of winds and then just falls back.
Hurricane, Surf, Dive, Air Slash.
Air
Those are all the
slash,
moves.
yeah.
Yes.
No, that's the one that I see dive air slash
Yes,
instead
that's
of
Air
actually
Slash.
surf hurricane. So
Mhm.
surf hurricane used to be the priority when it comes to its build. So let's see what Jungle Griffins is gonna go for. This is a spicy comp from them. But Team Aura Esports seems, at least from my side, I seem to favor their comp just because they have the sustain to actually last long in team fights, as well as the burst options available to them, just in case they get to stun whatever Jungle Griefers is going to throw out.
I don't know. In terms of team comp, I am still going for Jungle Griefers. Again, Tyranitar, it can be very strong, but I don't know. It's just I do think that the oh god, I've immediately forgotten what they have picked. That the Buzzsaw, thank you, the Buzzsaw and the Mammoth can definitely shut it down a bit if the Blissey ends up going soft boiled. And I don't think the Dodrio I don't think the Dodrio and really even the Slowbro are going to be doing all that much this game. I don't think they're going to have as big of an impact as Team Esports are probably hoping for.
Very interesting take as well. It could be 50-50. It seems like they have everything at their disposal to actually start rocking it. And if Cramorant gets in the middle of everybody, and you see the chat just popping off right now, trying to put everything together, it's going to be super fun. It's definitely going to be mixed mats with the Cramorant too. Actually running Focus Band with Choice Specs and Buddy Barrier for the bird Pokemon. Uchiha's pretty standard build set with the Experience Chair, Slick Spoon Focus Band, Essien Shu actually running Rapid Fire Scarf EXP and Focus Buddy Barrier with Mamoswine. Simp going with only one stack, Dispenza, Muscle Band, Focus Band, Energy Amplifier. Pretty standard stuff if I do say so myself, Lily, except for double. Cash Out Khan actually going double stacking with T-Tar.
Yep, it does. Yeah, it does seem like we're gonna have a lane, Cramorant, no jungle for us, sadly. But I do agree. Everything else so far is pretty standard. I do like the slow smoke Mammoth. Definitely, they're going for a more tanky build instead of the sort of brawler 2v1 Mammoth we've seen so far tonight. But we do, and of course we have Mixed Meds. We're clearly very accustomed to the Cramorant with a golden ribbon. Very excited to see how this game's gonna go. And we have Tyranitar jungling, Eevee, Blissey going bot with Slowbro. Okay, no, Blissey is going mid with T-Tar. We have Sobo soloing top, and for Jungle Reefers we have their SMP playing Buzzwole and Mamoswine going top, with again Venusaur is going to be jungling and Cram Mime bot lane. That is an incredibly strong lane, and that is something to be feared, especially even from like the starting of the game. That was one of the strongest games.
Chef Cram trying to deal a lot of damage onto the other bird Pokemon from the other side. Oh my god, the stun actually manages to survive Mr. Mime right on the bottom side as they continue to actually get to punish Mixed Mats, trying to move in.
Yep.
Manages to actually get away just on time too. 4-1 game. Oh, dangerous for Mixed Mats here.
Just a bit too aggressive, bit too off the lane. And it seems like Mr. Mime can't really do much. He can't really help, but let them get their stacks in. Probably gonna die here. Yep. Just, you can't, standing on base doesn't do much against the Tyranitar. But it
Not
does
much
seem,
indeed, Lily.
it
Go
does
ahead.
seem like Jungle Griefers are able to win top lane, and they have their Mammoth going in to jungle invade, jungle grief, as they would say. And it does seem like they got that. They did get that blue buff.
Now Excalibur actually trying to survive as much as possible, but it seems like it's going to be a double buff pile of swine, and the rotations are going to start coming in. Meanwhile, 4-man rotation on the bottom side too. Mixed trying to do the best that they can, but the stuns are going to come out from the Espeon. Another KO by the Blissey. Mime defending as well versus the Pupitar. Actually manages to score a KO there. 3v2 situation on bot.
Yep, after seeing that the buffs were taken, it seems like they just stayed for bot lane, and it really doesn't seem like they got a ton of, value off of it. Like, they're still pretty, like, same in, pretty even in levels, and now they're getting pushed back on, and all of them are going to be able to score. The Drio are going to come in, it's going to drill peck, going to get them all about 70% health, but they are going to get off very easy with the Venusaur coming in. It's now 4v4 bot lane with Buzzwole and Slowpoke defending top.
It's going to be super important for them to actually maintain those level differentials as even as possible. And if you're rocking the Pupitar, it does make sense to have the 4-man rotation right on the bottom side, because it is a Pokemon that requires a lot of resources to actually come online once it hits level 9. Mixmat's trying to get that Indeedee away from the Espeon, trying to secure it. 7 points on the board now. Buzzwole actually doing a great job trying to battle with the Slowbro, but a 2v1 scenario is going to go in favor of Team Aura Esports side. In the meantime, that we do see a team fight on the bottom, and the zone on the bottom side as well is going to be secured by Jungle Griefers, as well as the Regice that's going to come into play.
Yep, it seems like Team Aura Esports just said, screw it, we're going to go top lane, we're going to go win top, as they got beat bot lane in a team fight. Seems that they had ult advantage, they had their 9s, not much they can do, and it doesn't seem like they're going to try and push that in either.
Buzzwole hitting level 9 as well as Venusaur. All of the Unite moves are still going to be available to them. Oh, they're trying to go in with a T-Tar this time around. Do keep in mind the Unite move for Blissey is still not available because it's not level 8 as of right now. All the Jungle Griefers are going to the bottom side, where Buzzwole is actually defending on the Regieleki. So it's a 4v5. If they can play this well, they can take the zone and push a little bit further up. Unite move is actually going to come out
going
early.
up top.
Moving in, and now Espeon seems to be in trouble, and now the Buzzwole actually coming in and getting rid of the Dodrio. Venusaur in the middle of 2 members of Team Aura Esports, and now Blissey is trying to accompany the T-Tar. The Smackdown coming in by the Buzzwole. They do manage to score 5 points before actually getting KO'd by the Venusaur in the first place. In the meantime, Mixmatch continues to go into the enemy jungle and just preventing the farm as much as possible, being a nuisance with the Cramorant.
Yeah, we can really see how they got their names. They have consistently been stealing jungle both games, and I do love that little... Oof, he is barely going to be able... Mixmeds is going to be able to get out of there scot-free, it seems like. Yes, and I do love that they... that really does... Like, those little things, being able to dive over the walls, really showing how much they know the character, and it seems like Team Aura Esports is going to be jumping in.
And that's a beautiful
nice.
eject button from Mixmatch just to reposition themselves in the team fight. However, the T-Tar putting in the work using Stone Edge that time, or rather not using Stone Edge because they are running Dark Bolts. It just seems like it's the second hit right there, trying to go in a little further up. Now the Reggie on the bottom side is trying to be secured, probably from Team Aura Esports, and it's an important one because it's a Reggie steal.
Indeed, it seems like Jungle Griefers are just going to be whipping that top objective. Exact same thing that happened last time, but switched. The trio trying to get a cheeky little score off there, and it seems like they will succeed. That is 30 points in their base, and it seems they're just going to let the Red Jacket go and break their bot lane.
Cramorant trying to do the best that they can. Mixmatch is in there versus 5, and they managed to score everything, getting rid of the zone. But now the rest of Jungle Griefers is actually trying to come in and separate everybody. Slowbro is trying to survive as much as possible, but a couple of smackdowns later, and they are going to go down with the ship. With that said, however, Team Aura Esports has the advantage. Regieleki manages to go in to the respective zone, but they don't manage to capitalize and try to defending bottom side. They did score, and they did manage to get rid of the zone. They only get one back, so a good trade, I would say, from Team Aura Esports.
Yep, they have about a 73 lead right now, coming up on 3 minutes 20. The levels are pretty even. Intersword does have their 13, which is possibly the most important level spike in this entire game currently. But the Dodrio and the Tyranta both also have level 13 on Aura Esports, while the Buzzwole and Cram only have 12 and 11 respectively. So definitely Aura Esports does have the level advantage currently, and Dodrio is going to get picked out here. That's going to be very good for their levels. And
Very important for them to get that KO as soon as possible. Sideshock's going to come in. No stun on the side of the bus, well, at least, but they do manage to secure all the Altarias and the Swablues. While we see Jungle Griefers actually trying to rotate. 30 seconds left on the board for Rayquaza, and 15 seconds left for the respective Regis in the map.
Yep, and it doesn't seem like it doesn't seem like Team Aura Esports wants to whip that Regieleki as some teams would try, but instead just try and get some easy scores at top, try and just, get a full 100 level, a 400 AOS lead, but just barely missing it by 2.
They have 6 seconds left on the board right now. Mixmads is going to be right on the flank, 9 points on the side of the Dodrio. Mixmads needs to be careful because he's going to see right in front. Air Slash is going to get hit in the middle.
And that is a pick on Dodrio. Very important pick in as the team fight come down at bot lane. Mr. Mime is going to ult in. Venusaur going to ult in. Oh! Giant ult by Mixmads.
Oh, the Unite move is used on the
and
Espeon.
That is Tyranitar down. That is the entire team wipe. Just Slobo surviving. They are just going to. Seems like Jungle Griefers are just going to VIP this objective, and it is possible that it becomes a Dodrio or Slobo secure.
Oh
nope.
No!
Venusaur is going to secure it, but Dodrio is possibly gonna get out of the.
It is going to be able to run away on time, but it's going to be scores on the top, scores on the bottom. That's 100 right there. Trying to get rid of enough barriers. The T-Tar is going to be super important when it comes to actually defending both the middle and the bottom zone. They still have the lead so far. The only one with a barrier is Mr. Mime, and there's 2 KO'd on the side of Jungle Griefers. Look at Mr. Mime on the bottom side.
Trying to get a 50 in bot. They most likely are going to be able to do it. The Tyranitar is not there to defend. They are currently up by about over like 60 points or so. Jungle Griefers have to try and defend right now from this Dodrio. They cannot let them score. And it does seem like they have 20 seconds. I don't know if Team Aura Esports are going to be able to get there in time.
Everybody in the trampoline trying to move in on that bottom zone, and now Dodrio actually moving with the drill pack, trying to move everybody away. Unite moves coming in left and right from everybody, but Team Aura Esports are all going to go down in the clutch. Mr. Mime delivers 100 points and the victory to Jungle Griefers with a 2-0 over Team Aura Esports.
What an absolutely fantastic set. That is 2-0 in terms of, or in favor of Wasted Potential. Fantastic games on their part. Everyone did a great job. Now, if we
not that much of analysis actually left to do as we're moving into Wasted Potential versus Team Drip. Kamish, what is the score between these 2 teams? Rhino, the scores?
Maybe this is the first game?
It could be the first game.
I mean, it's a possibility.
Let's just go in. I said the first game, and we'll eventually see. So Urshifu, Slowbro, Mamoswine, Mew, Hoopa, and Decidueye all banned from the respective teams.
Again, still keeping up Decidueye bans. No one wants to play it.
Trevenant actually getting picked up, and the first pick of Comfy this week actually coming out from Team Drip, Garchomp as well. Espeon first pick from Team Drip too, so a lot of priority onto that special attacker.
I do know for a fact that one of the people on Team Chip have really been liking Garchomp. I can take a good guess as to who that is. But wasted potential. They have the Blissey, Trevenant, Venusaur, and the Gardevoir. You know, that's three. That's four people that Garchomp don't do that well into. That I would say. But you know, with the Comfy, with the Espeon, with the help of the Cinderace, maybe the Garchomp will be able to get in their stacks, get in deep, and just tear them apart. With the Team Chip's last pick of the game, a last pick, I wonder where it'll be. It seems that they do need a bit of a tank, maybe a Mamoswine. Oh no, Mamoswine's banned. I
Snorlax,
don't Blastoise.
Blastoise is there.
Yeah, I
Blastoise is
know.
a
Yeah,
pick, yes.
I know one of them. That yeah, they do.
Yeah,
They
Blastoise.
Team Drip
Okay.
loves the Blastoise.
Squirrel's Den?
I don't believe it's Squirtle, I believe it is Raptors most likely going to be playing it.
I've seen
That's what I
Raptor
would.
actually playing a lot of different picks as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody sharing those GGs for the previous set. We are going to go into the game as fast as possible, wasted potential in Team Drip. Not that much of analysis actually going on. Jungle Grief for securing it with a 2-0. A lot of fight and a lot of heart from Team RE Esports right up until the end. The clutch play from the Mime just maintained that Rayquaza shield and just scoring the 100 to give him the victory right on the end as we wait for wasted potential's last pick for this game.
Yep, two fantastic sets, but it's going to be taken out by the Dojo getting picked right by Jungle Griefers. But again, two great sets. Everyone did absolutely fantastically. And we are very happy to see that everyone enjoyed themselves. But now with Wasted Potential picking the final pick, we still are not fully sure which game this is of the Team Drip versus Wasted Potential set. It could be their second, could be their first. We do not know who won or who lost.
The
Maybe we
suspense is killing me.
the suspense, yeah. No, we might be able to possibly DM one of them, maybe? I'm not sure. I do not want to distract either of the teams.
It's
As
totally
well.
fine.
Yeah,
We'll just report whatever we have
yeah.
on our
That
side, so no worries on that.
that is a Grotle, and thing I'm going to catch that. I do love the Poke2 bot. Back to the game. They still have not picked them on. It's okay. They're going to pick Aegislash finally for the final mod. Did not mean to see finally. So Aegislash. Yes, that is. I definitely think that's a very good pick, especially against Garchomp and especially against the Blastoise too. No, especially Garchomp. Just again, I'm a bit shocked by its pick, but you know, I do believe it's been getting a lot of attention in the EU scene, if I'm correct. Garchomp has been.
Yeah, it has. It's been getting a lot of priority. It does have a lot of sustain. The early game with Gibble is actually ridiculous.
It
And
is
it
true.
does have a lot of capabilities, especially when running up with Rapid Fire Scarf. Gibble is super dangerous if you can get up close and personal with people.
Yeah, you definitely can't count it out. I remember when the first solo top lane tournament came out, everyone thought, oh, it's going to be Lucario that wins, and then it was, I believe, Nintendilly winning it all with Garchomp because you don't win a 1v1 against Garchomp even on
Nope.
your base. It's incredibly powerful.
Yep.
But
Pretty even comps from both sides too.
Mhm.
I really like these teams. Cinderace being the hyper carry on one side, and then Espeon with the special attacker trying to get onto the range. It's gonna be important for Venusaur, Gardevoir, and Aegislash to stop the Garchomp from doing Garchomp things, and that's pretty much what I feel Wasted Potential's com is looking to do. Lily.
I do agree. I definitely think that it is. If I'm correct, it was they probably did pick the Garchomp first. It was probably the Garchomp Espeon pick. So I assume that the plan with the Trevenant probably going to be to just kind of move the the Espeon Garchomp around. They're probably gonna be somewhat close to each other, more closer than the Cinderace is to either one of them. And of course, Comfy just going to be sticking on to the Blastoise or the Garchomp most of the game, and the Gardevoir just going to be staying back. I do wonder which Venusaur build do you think it's going to be? I would definitely go for a Solar Beam build against all this.
Yeah, a lot of people seem to be favoring just the Pedal Dance Giga Drain build.
I mean, if it ain't
Yeah, of course. And it's Palmer going to be on the Venusaur too, so we are expecting really solid play from them. A Real Jax from Wasted Potential as well, Bridget, Greeny, T Bloomer. All of these players just
This is still game 1, by the way.
Oh,
yes,
perfect.
Heck
Let's
yeah!
go. Game 1. So Squirtle.
We get to see the full set. Very excited. That just made me happy. And just as I knew it, Animated Eagle going the Garchomp, Tech going the Comfy with the brand new items, basically specifically made for Comfy. We have and Raptor arms on,
like you mentioned too. Raptor arms.
Yep, I know this team inside and out. I know their dreams, and I watch them in their sleep. But
it's kind of creepy, Lily. But I'm gonna let it slide. Cloud actually going for Espeon and Squirtles, then rocking the Cinderace. Probably gonna go jungle too. So, game number 1 between Wasted Potential and Team Drip. A lot at stake, especially for these two teams trying to get a better seeding when it comes to playoffs.
Indeed. I love Budget on the Blissey. It's going to be very interesting this time. Definitely expecting a soft boiled build this game. Double egg would be absolutely fantastic against that comp.
Game number 1, Wasted Potential and Team Drip trying to move.
We're going to have Honedge in jungle as Venusaur Blissey go top, Volts, Trevenant go bot. We're going to have Comfy. And for Team Drip, we're going to have Comfy Garchomp top, Cinderace jungle, and EV Squirtle going bot.
Yeah, to be expected. Just pair up the Comfy with the Gibble on the top side. Already level 4 for Espeon, just starting off the game rapidly. And the Experienced Chair actually being very, very good for the Squirtle right at the early stages.
And they're going to miss that Psyshock, and it does seem like I do believe the Volts was able to secure that. If not maybe it was the I think it was the Squirtle who was able to secure that. So it does seem like they were able to. Does seem like Team Drip was able to get nearly all of the farm bot lane, or nearly most of it, as we have a 3v3 top lane. Both the junglers are now up there.
One Altaris and Swablu is going to come in. It's a 3v3 on Wasted Potential and Team Drip right on the upside. Duo Blade actually knocking up 3 Pokemon on the top side, but they managed to actually run away. A lot of the secure actually went to Wasted Potential in that exchange, correct?
Yep, Wasted Potential definitely winning off of that fight, and it seems like down bot, Team Drip is keeping the and they're going to miss that again, but they are going to possibly get they do get 2 kills. That is a ton of scores in bot, and that is going to give Team Drip an early lead of about 43 points.
Can you feel it, Mr. Krabs? Can you feel the Espeon buffs just trying to get as much energy as possible? 2v2 scenario on the top side for hashtag Team Drip, who has a 45-0 lead right at the early stages with 2 seconds left for Altaris and Swablu's in the middle. Not in any rotations from the side of Wasted Potential either.
Yep, it seems like they're just gonna let Team Drip take that. We do have Dual Blade is still they just got level 7 while Cinderace was able to get that just a bit before. I wonder what farm they were able to get above that. But now that they do have a level 5 Garchomp, that's gonna be very useful. And Trevenant is still level 4, not very useful currently, but hopefully they can get something during these bees fights, or just get that off, or just get the 5 off that.
Yeah, Tact actually trying to accompany Raptor arms, but realizing that the 2v1 scenario is actually quite prevalent, and we are seeing Psyshock Psybeam being played by Espeon as well.
Yep, and Garchomp just going to let the Venusaur take all of the farm. all of the farm there. If not, yep, just kind of jump in. And
Secure. And Reggie Rock going to be the bottom Reggie. Trying to rotate upwards, and now Raptor Arms actually going ahead, but the Espeon stuns are too big. Unite move going to come in. Cinderace is going to take the EG Slash down. Curlia in trouble. Raptor Arms moving ahead with the War Turtle. Side Shock, Side Beam trying to hit a couple of marks. Stuns from the Blissey. Nope, Safeguard helping hand.
And Whip as they both get their scores in. Cinderace, of course, one of the best chips in the game. They can get that incredibly easy. And Espeon, one of the best non-Unite secures in the game. They're going to very easily get that. As four people come down bot,
everybody getting hit. Yep.
That is a nearly team kill. 3 people dead. The Venusaur is going to ultimate, but it's not going to hit the Espeon, and they're going to die anyways. Fantastic fight by Team Jip, and seems like they're just going to try and back off, get their jungle, get their stacks in, or not, get the farm that's up, and hurry up top lane. As
there was
Raptor,
ever,
seems like Raptor's going to try and stay on bot. I'll let you talk now.
Yeah, if there was ever a build to go, it's Side Shock, Side Beam. Right now, it's getting pretty ridiculous. Trying to move in and stun as much as possible. Look at the damage that's actually going in. But do keep in mind as well, Wasted Potential a little behind when it comes to levels. So Espeon needs to play it smart. If they manage to get KO'd, it's a lot of experience actually going from the side of Wasted Potential. Hashtag Team Drip really trying to put the gas on the pedal. That time hammers are going to be falling down from the Trevenant, and we are seeing Unite moves coming in from the side of the Comfey, and Garchomp moving in one more time with its prone Unite move. Now Unite move actually responded back from the Gardevoir, but they do not have the sustain to be able to fight in these team fights.
And the Comfey, well, we just saw that the Comfey using the newly buffed, I believe it is called Grass Knot. Yes, Grass Knot, to just sort of, get them all in a nice, neat line for the Garchomp. Just go in there. Very interesting use. And
oh my god, Psyshock into fully charged basic attack into Side Beam. A double KO for the Espeon and the Secure onto the Regieleki. Hashtag Team Drip is running wild.
Truly, Team Drip knows what they're doing. They have practiced this comp. They know their strengths, and Raptor just says, "Oh, you wanted this? Nah, I'm just gonna take it over here. I'm storing this for the winter." And yep, the rest of Team Drip's gonna try and collapse down bot. It is currently it seems to be a 4v3 or 3v3. Oh, and Venusaur is going to ult. Raptor Arms is going to ult.
That is a huge KO onto the Cinderace. Now, Registeel is going to start being leashed. Oh, beautiful snipe by the Espeon, taking care of the Trevenant too with the Side Shock. Hitting him one more time, slowly but surely. They need to be careful now. He just actually trying to go in this time. The Unite move is going to come out, but Comfey being MVP. However, Wasted Potential does manage to secure the Registeel, so extra attack and special attack, very important.
Indeed, and especially right now, as Team Wasted Potential, they are noticeably behind by about 96 points. So they definitely do need this XP. Seems like Venusaur is most likely very close to getting the 13. Overall, they are pretty even so far in levels. Garchomp, of course, pretty close to getting the 12. Cinderace is most likely close to getting the 12. Espeon already level 13. The Comfey actually a higher level than the Blastoise. And of course, on the enemy team, we have the Venusaur with 13, the H-Slash with 12, Tree 11, Gardevoir with 12, and Blissey with 10. So overall, Team Drip does have a very slight advantage, and it seems like he's gonna miss that Dragon Rush. He's gonna get called out there. He's gonna have to surrender a bit, but nothing much is gonna come from it.
Yeah, Comfey coming in for the save this time around. Regieleki already spawned. 25 seconds left for Rayquaza. It seems like we're setting up for a team fight. Blastoise is defending the bottom zone. Cinderace is still in the jungle trying to level up. They recognize that there's a rotation coming in, but they actually go in the middle. So 13 seconds left. Wasted Potential actually chooses not to engage on the Regieleki and just goes straight into getting accommodated for said Rayquaza that spawns in 5 seconds.
Yep, Wasted Potential, they know where they are, but I do not believe that Team Drip knows exactly where Wasted Potential is. Of course, we have Wasted Potential very grouped up, very much fighting as one. Team Drip much more spread out. I don't... if
Oh, Cloud God trying to go in. Psyshock and Cyber actually emitting. Surf actually putting it 2 right there in the middle. Unite move used super early by the Blissey right in the team fight. Comfy using Unite move as well to keep the Blasters live. The Unite move from Blasters actually hits 3, and they managed actually to secure the KO onto the Venusaur. Unite move coming in from the Garchomp managed to take out 2, both Aegislash and Gardevoir, which are the damage that have Wasted Potential, they do. And now everybody just left on their own. Blissey versus the world.
Oh, and Rapdom is not even going to let them just back, and it does seem like, yep, Team Drip is able to secure that with a nearly a team wipe. Espeon is going to score top with a 50. Rapdoms with Blastoise is going to score 50 bot. It does seem like they are going to die here, but not without putting up just a bit of a fight first.
Raptor Arms trying to do whatever he can. Focus Band going to come in the clutch, but it's 3v1. Not much you can do with your Blastoise. The rest of the teams are actually going to be waiting in the brush. 3 people, actually now 4, trying to move in one more time. Garchomp and Kofi. Oh my god, drags them! The 3! That was crazy!
2 kills! That is
so
absolutely amazing.
Quadra, can they get the Penta? And it's gonna be the Penta kill!
5-man kill streak for the Cinderace. Absolutely fantastic way to end it off for Team Drip.
What an engage by the Garchomp, actually dragging 3 members onto the respective zones and also lowering their defense, special defense as soon as they touch it. And the kiting from the Cinderace pretty much just securing everything on the board. Hashtag Team Drip looking so clean, and Cloud with the Espeon play, 14 kills. If we can take a look at the battle data, I want to see the damage onto this Espeon. 213 points already scored, 100,000 damage by the Espeon.
Absolutely fantastic. I heard that Team Drip was I heard that they were, cooking up something in their comps, cooking up some, hidden strategies, but I would never have expected this. We have the Garchomp, only 54k, not that much, but from what we saw in the game, they were very impactful with their CC, with their movements, and the amount of pressure they were able to put on Wasted Potential. They could not let it one view. They always had to have at least 2 people keep track of it. And on their side, we had Palmer playing Venusaur with 33,000, and of course Wheeljess with 53,000. Very good, also very good numbers. But Aegislash, just like the first set, not doing what we needed it to. It's just you can't, of course we kind of. What we expected, kind of the exact opposite happened. I, of course, expected that the Aegislash was going to be just basically a pure counter to the Garchomp, but instead, it seemed like the Garchomp was a pure counter to the Aegislash. If not, Cloud was just kind of tearing it up, not allowing it to do anything, along with the Raptor Arms. And of course, Tech just being there, making sure none of them died. Absolutely fantastic play. And though I do want to say, the damage taken by the Trevenant, very good, very strong. Definitely knew what they were doing. And of course, the Team Drip are going to have a Mew for the first ban.
Really good job by the Comfy maintaining all of the strategies done by Garchomp, and that's, I think, what they used to actually fight versus the Aegislash in the first place. Now Cinderace getting that Penta KO, gonna be super cool in the United World Coronation League. Squirtle's Den doing what they do, but it's gonna be pivotal for Cloud to continue to pop off as they did. So far, so good for hashtag Team Drip, who are looking to cement themselves as the best team in the league, looking not only at Wasted Potential, but what they see beyond, and what they see beyond could be Ikigai no Tsurugi.
And remember, if Team Drip is able to win this, they will go up and they will replace Wasted Potential, as Wasted Potential will go down to B and Team Drip will go up to A round 2. So this is a lot is riding on this game. And Wasted Potential, they are hitting with the Urshifu band and the Serbo band. I'm a bit shocked to see the Mew ban on Team Drip because I know one of their players is very good at Mew. I'm shocked they're not gonna pick that. At least not try and take that up as, and we're gonna see the Hoopa ban as well from Team Drip. So, so what I'm seeing here is basically we've gotten, and of course we're gonna see the Espeon again. So I'd assume that Team Drip is just gonna try and do the exact same thing they did last game. Clearly, they're very confident in it, and they just want to, they just want to roll it back. Like you said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, Garchomp was the second pick for Team Drip side. We're still waiting on the first pick for Wasted Potential, trying to work any type of composition that time around. Espeon first pick, pretty confident move there. But we saw Cloud actually wrecking absolutely everybody on it, so we can't blame Team Drip for actually giving it the priority that it deserves from the get-go. So Wasted Potential just trying to see what type of pick they're going to go for this time around. 25 seconds left for their respective pick.
Yeah, the thing about Garchomp is, if you do well with it, what does the enemy team do in response? Do they waste a ban on it and possibly let you get something even better, or do they pick it themselves, even if they know they're not that good at it? Because still, a lot of teams haven't picked it up. So it's a very good secret weapon of Team Jeps to sort of take that in. Very expected. And it seems like Trevenant is going to be Wasted Potential's first pick. Did they run out of time?
I'm pretty sure it was at the buzzer.
Okay.
The commissioner's going to let it slide. We have another 1 minute timer. It was right at the buzzer, beating it right there. You're going to have that tree on the side of Wasted Potential, but did see that pick beforehand, 50 seconds on the clock.
If he lets it slide, I'll let it slide. I have no issue with it. I
Same.
do like the Trevenant. I think it's a very consistent pick. I think it's a very good pick. And I do think if you played it, I do believe it was playing Woodhammer. But I think it was doing Woodhammer Leech, I believe, last set. It's Risk Potential is going to take the Comfy from them. Very interesting. I wonder what Team Drip will do in response. Maybe they'll take Blissey? That could be very fun.
Comfy actually being taken away from Wasted Potential's side. There's still an opportunity to pick Blissey on the side of Team Drip as well, but you really want to stop that Comfy to actually get attached to any type of Pokemon, particularly a Garchomp if they were going for that composition one more time. We are going to be forced to see another side of Team Drip now, however, because the Comfy's already out. Let's see what they're going to go for pick number 2 and pick number 3 with 15 seconds left for this pick.
I would not be shocked if they maybe just pick Raptor's pick right now. Maybe get the Blastoise. I'm gonna bet. And again, taking it out to the buzzer.
Was it already picked for them? Or did they take too long?
It's gonna be Garchomp. If again Commissioner lets it slide, we let it slide. So it is going to be it's gonna be Snorlax.
Yeah, they went for the Garchomp, but they did not miss that timer. That's why we're seeing the pick actually going to be Snorlax from the side of Team Drip.
Okay.
They have to keep it in mind. It's a 1 minute timer.
Yep, very, very important. We cannot have we can't have this lasting longer than the game itself. But we do have, and there is the Garchomp. So we have an Espeon, Snorlax, Garchomp on the side of Team Drip against a Snorlax, against a Trevenant and Comfy. Very interesting. I would definitely say that the Snorlax and Garchomp that'd probably be a pretty strong lane, but of course Snorlax, Espeon is also very strong. If they don't want to just do the exact same thing they did last game with Raptor going Blastoise and Espeon, as that worked out very well, knocking in Farm just so the Espeon can secure it. Very strong play. I'm getting hungry. Well, we do have Wasted Potential's third pick, and we cannot wait to see what it is. It is a Decidueye. Finally, it's been
It's
banned.
coming
It's
through.
been banned all night. We don't know.
Yep.
I'm very excited to see how that's gonna go against. Now, Decidueye, they are able to, basically just pick out the Garchomp, and also if it ends up going Shadow Sneak and its Sniper build, it is able to basically just get rid of Espeon's passive.
That is going to be super pivotal, especially if you want to take down that Espeon. Trevenant trying to go into the front lines, and Decidueye probably going to go Spirit Shackle unless they want to start shredding, in which case Razor Leaf could be an option to deal with both Snorlax and Garchomp. With their sustained Blissey is going to be the ban. Terrific ban on the side of Wasted Potential as well, by the way.
Absolutely Blissey, very good ban. So now Garchomp is left without a very strong support. Cleffa is banned, of course. Hoopa, they banned themselves. So really the only thing left, I wouldn't be shocked to see maybe a Mr. Mime. And they are going to ban Venusaur. They don't want to deal with that again.
See what's going to be the final two picks from the side of Wasted Potential and Team Drip. Venusaur, Hoopa, Mew banned on the side of Team Drip. Wasted Potential, Urshifu, Slowbro, and Blissey going to be the bans. Only type of healing that we have right now is Comfey. Eldegoss is still on the board.
Yep, and it does seem like Wasted Potential has about 25 seconds left. I can see the chat is cheering on Team Drip. I will try. I am biased towards Team Drip, but I want to make sure that both teams are given a fair and are encouraged evenly. So we are going to see Tyranitar from Wasted Potential. Very interesting, especially against the Garchomp and Espeon.
An Eldegoss, or it has to be like a Mr. Mime power swap type of deal. Eldegoss effectively. Yeah. You got to put that support in. You got to have some type of healing, especially if you're going to try to fight 1v1 versus a T-Tar, and they seal the composition with a Cinderace.
Yeah, one thing I do like about Team Drip, they nearly always save their jungler for last. That's something I just really like about them. Because I don't know, it's just something you don't see, but I guess that's just a pretty common thing nowadays. It's more about the laners and the supports that you get, more so the jungler. If anything, the jungler is probably the least important role, since there's nothing really that takes over the game with the jungle currently, besides Zacian, of course, but again, that's banned.
Rocking the last pick, Azumarill, on the side of Wasted Potential, so they do want that strength early game to deal with the Gible, particularly, and the Espeon as well, and a lot of sustain from that side too. If either the T-Tar or the Azumarill get the Comfey, it is going to be a pain to actually get those KOs in if they don't have enough damage. So they need to get that early game and level up as fast as possible if you're on the side of Team Drip.
Absolutely. Comfey on basically any of those Mon just become absolutely unkillable. But with the teams fully picked, who would you say has who do you think is gonna win based on this?
I really like what Wasted Potential did for this composition. I really like that front line, Comfey being the main support from their side. T-Tar pretty much going to be unkillable. Azumarill pretty much going to be unkillable. Decidueye being a nuisance with Spirit Shackle and not letting anybody from Team Drip actually go in Trevenant doing Trevenant things. I feel like Wasted Potential's comp would be something that I would favor over what Team Drip wanted to do.
I absolutely agree, and I love that Wasted Potential was not only able to make a fantastic comp, but they were able to make a fantastic comp while ruining Team Drip's old comp by taking the
Yep.
Comfey. Very interesting thing, and we still don't see too much of that, even in the United Coalition League with the builds we have. But it is fantastic to see a team truly take advantage of the picks and ban system here and really just take it for their own and really just really like it really does show that this is half of the game. The picks and bans, they are half the game, and we will see if it works out for them coming into the second game of the final set of the night. I'm very excited to see how it goes.
I
Very
am also excited to see if Wasted Potential can close out this game and force that game number 3, or if Team Drip, with the comp that they have, can muster their way and can remain possibly with the lookout for Ikigai no Tsurugi's record. Now actually trying to go into the itemizations. Real Jess, Bloomer, Bridget, Palmer, and Green ET on the side of Wasted Potential, Animated Eagle, Tech, Raptor Arms, Squirtle's Den, and Cloud on the side of Team Drip. Real Jess is definitely going to be rocking the Azumarill Wasted Potentials. Bridget actually rocking the Hood, which is the new item, Experience Chair, and Buddy Barrier. Going to be super important to actually get the additional healing as well as the barriers. Palmer on the Tyranitar is going to be so effective. So let's see what Squirtle's Den can do with the Cinderace, and Raptor Arms can do with the Snorlax. Animated Eagle trying to survive that top side. So we're going into that game number 2.
Absolutely. Very interesting how this goes. And it seems like everyone on Team Drip does have a little costume on. Just barely missing it out with Wasted Potential. Sadly, Tyranitar I don't believe has any. I think they have like one piece of holowear so far in the game. I don't think it's very good though, like, if I remember correctly. But for now, for Wasted Potential side, we do have Tyranitar Comfy going top. We have Rowlet going jungle and Trevenant Azumarill going bot. And for Team Drip, we have Garchomp Gossifleur going top. Never mind, Gossifleur is going jungle with Cinderace. Cinderace is going jungle, and Eevee Snorlax bot lane. And Gossifleur is going to go
on the top side, Gossifleur try to accompany them, so you are going to have the all-rounder and the supports on top side.
And it seems like, it seems like they are, like, Team Drip's Espeon was able to just very quickly get their level 4 right off the bat like they did last game. Let's see if they want to be greedy and take that as well. Absolutely.
Super important too, just to continue to deny that farm. Now Squirtle's Den is actually rotating downward too. And Team Drip trying to close out. No scores actually made from either side, and we're seeing the 3-man invade. Azumarill does have the levels. Let's see how they're going to play it out. Altaris and Swab is going to be in the way. And now they're trying to do whatever they can.
In the thick of it, it does seem like they are able to gonna get out, but Team Drip is going to take the advantage bot lane, and Wasted Potential seems like they're gonna keep the advantage top lane.
Trade is going to be super important for Wasted Potential side, and we're going to see the damage actually slowly but surely just racking up. Real Jess with the Azumarill rocking the Aqua Tail. Nothing to scoff at.
It does seem... I would definitely give bot lane to Team Drip. Just the amount of poke they have with the Espeon and the Snorlax able to just shove them off is absolutely fantastic.
A rotation to the middle this time. 2 seconds left. Altarias and Swablu's got Bite going to start dueling versus Pupitar and the Comfy. Most of it, if not all of it, actually gets secured by Team Drip, and they continue to actually put on the pressure on the Pupitar, but Espeon managing to get that first blood onto the Decidueye.
And it seems like Snorlax was just as... Okay, I thought he went AFK for a second. Snorlax just left bot to defend and is going to go perfectly fine. And we're going to have... Okay, no, Team Drip is going to back off of bot lane. They do still need their Cinderace to get their level 8. Espeon will likely have their ult for this way, along with... But... Okay, and Wasted Potential are able to secure most of those boppies, but they will die here likely. Yes, the Trevenant is going to die, along with Okay, no, they will get out, but Team Drip is going to be scoring a lot and break bot. They're going to rip this, secure, and probably go top.
Yeah, the only real overdunk that they actually managed to do was about 5 points. Gibble on the top side now, but the Decidueye trying to defend it, actually going one-on-one with said Owl. Gonna be forced to go back. Does use the X speed to run away. Manages to go unscathed, barely. And Regieleki going down. Espion now trying to respond back, and now Trevenant actually has a very low HP Dragon Claw coming out from Gabite. Just to barely, the explosion of the Eldegoss going to help out. That time around, Kofi trying to force to run away. And it is secured by Snorlax.
The Snorlax is able to jump in and secure while the rest are fighting, and the Decidueye is not paying attention. Absolutely fantastic. Seems, and now Team Drip is taking a bit of a note from Jungle Griefer's book and going to grief their jungle.
Moving in, trying to absorb as much as they possibly can. Heavy Slam coming in by the Snorlax. That's going to be 26 points on the board and a score and a KO on the side of Decidueye. In the meantime, we are seeing Comfy actually trying to survive as much as possible. Unite move used by the Garchomp that time. Decidueye forced to run away, managing to escape the Unite, and a beautiful snipe onto the Espeon. Now T-Tar trying to move in onto the Garchomp, and the Comfy trying to survive as much as possible. 4 members of Hashtag Team Drip on the top side, and Snorlax continues to jungle grief.
Yeah, man, Snorlax, just like just like Jungle Griefers, yeah, just like the logo. Ain't that funny?
Securing the levels onto their just invasion of the jungle, which we haven't seen that much as the meta continues to progress. And now the Trevenant trying to survive as much as back. Comfy's gonna go down. The Decidueye trying to poke right down. Real Jess on the top side, trying to get the stacks as much as possible. 5 members of Hashtag Team Drip rotating to the bottom side. 5 seconds left on the board for the next Reggie.
Yep, Team Drip has the advantage in the spot Reggie. They are most likely just going to rip. The Tyranitar just going to try and jump in, try and get in there, try and get a kill. But the Garchomp is going to secure, and they're going to back off. There's not going to be a fight down there, looks like. While Snorlax and Azzy just try and take some pot shots at each other top tonight. Team Drip does currently have the advantage in points by about 140 of 150.
A really good advantage so far. Regieleki already spawned. Invasion of the jungle one more time by Animated Eagle this time. They're just making sure that Wasted Potential does not have any type of levels to continue to try to even out. 185 to 33 points, and 40 points are going to be scored right in the middle by Animated Eagle. The advantage is felt, and it is real by the side of Team Drip, but they need to be careful not to overextend on this fight. Snipers are going to come in by the Decidueye. Azumarill going to be taking them down. T-Tar now responding towards the Eldegoss. The barrier is going to come in. They expected the 5v4 scenario, and they pushed in, and they get this zone. As probably there's going to be a rotation onto the objective. Unite move going to come in by the Garchomp, but it's not going to be enough. Heavy Slam coming in by the Snorlax too. That's another KO. Team Drip overextend, and Wasted Potential punishes.
Yep, Wasted Potential going to take the opportunity, break their top, and it seems like Team Drip is just going to slowly feed them more and more kills. And now Team Drip is going to have to defend that and likely give up bot lane too, unless they could get possibly either their Garchomp or their jungler Cinderace bot lane.
1 minute left for Rayquaza to spawn. 15 seconds on the board for the Reggie. Now trying to move in as much as possible. Barrier coming in. Now we're seeing Tyranitar actually going in, and look at all that damage actually depleting. Comfy does absolutely nothing. Just sticks with the tree. Not managing to survive the T-Tar was. And now they're rotating. Meanwhile, Garchomp is on the top side, just putting up some more points.
Yep, if this is basically just score comp in disguise. I mean, you have, just Team Drip is going to rip that, get them out of the way, and they're going to go up and coalesce in mid, with the Garchomp still just hanging out around top lane. I believe he's level 13, 11, 11, 13, 12 for Team Drip, and 11, 12, 13, 12, and 11 for Wasted Potential, Team Drip does have the level advantage going into the final play fight.
2 seconds left on the board now. Rayquaza finally respawns. Pivotal for Decidueye to actually get some extra damage to get that level 13. So 2 13s on the side of Wasted Potential. Garchomp is waiting in the brinks in the brush on the top side. Eldegoss separated right now, and we're seeing Snorlax right there in the middle. Comfey going to be attached to the T-Tar. Forced to run away. Snorlax is trying to get some more recoveries in and baiting out anything. Garchomp actually moving in the rotation onto the flank, and the Decidueye is actually going to get grouped up. So, the flank is actually not going to work out. In the meantime, they are seeing the barrier actually used by Snorlax. That's a brilliant move as they start ripping the Rayquaza apart. Unite move's going to come in by the Eldegoss and the Garchomp, and they do manage to take care of the Decidueye. Now, the Unite move going in by the Espeon. That's a double by the side of the Garchomp. Espeon taking care of Real Jess, and now the secure by hashtag Team Drip. Every single member of Wasted Potential goes down, and now the dunks are going to start coming in. That's 100 for the Espeon. That's 100 for the Garchomp. That's 100 for the Cinderace and 100 for the Snorlax. Only one left is going to be the Eldegoss. And that's 100.
Oof, that is 100, 755 to 90. That is a team wipe to end the night. A 2-on-1. Most likely on Team Drip side, Decidueye is going to get one final little snipe on the Garchomp just as a bit of spite, but I'm not sure it's going to impact the game too much.
Yeah, rotating downward that time, 755. This is pretty much an insurmountable lead, even if they try to push it. Heavy Slam going to come in on the side, and everybody from hashtag Team Drip is going to be rooting for War Legion tomorrow, as Ikigai no Tsurugi might be in danger of losing their undefeated streak. Hashtag Team Drip. Another W on the board, taking it over Wasted Potential 2-0.
Absolutely fantastic games. Team Drip, some of the best coordination I have ever seen from them coming from tonight. Just amazing. I cannot imagine what their comms would sound like, saying, okay, I'm going into their jungle, okay, I'm going out, you go in, okay, I'm going here, you're going there. Just absolutely great. We're going to see Garchomp get even less damage. Oh